All right, all right. Well, I'm back, and I decided I'm gonna have a little fun since we got the praise the I Am channel doing a review of my recent stream. Well, I'm going to do the same exact thing since I got the time to do so. So now I'm going to do it. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and see if we can live stream what they're talking about. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. All right, we're gonna live stream, baby. Let's make sure I can hear. Okay. Hearing a lot of stuff about misrepresentation and all this other stuff. Let's see here. All right, let's see. Free Grace Boot Camp. Let's take a look at this. Right. Okay, let's listen to what we got here. Let's see.
And right back at it.
All right.
That is evil without ceasing. We don't support evil without ceasing. Veckel, you are evil without ceasing. I charge you before our Lord God in heaven. He knows it. He knows exactly what.
This is coming from the same dude who is blasting and railing against people and tries to justify it where he has no biblical means to do so. So this guy is just absolutely butthurt at the fact that we're calling him out because of his ungodly behavior towards Christians in this community that disagree with his free grace position. And now he's going to try to act like he's some sort of Pharisee, like he's Moses or something, and going to try to act like he has some sort of ecclesiastical authority over the people in this community. Right? It's absolutely amazing. Yeah, he thinks he's an apostle. Ryan, I find that absolutely amazing. So let's go back. Here we go.
About a thing about him, Dave. Same with you. I charge you, evil without ceasing.
He charges
and
you.
You're forgiven. Christ forgave you at the cross. But that evil is not welcome here. You're not welcome.
You're welcome. You're not welcome here.
Yeah.
Hey, let me pause the video. So for those of you who are, because I can see that there's two groups of people watching. Some of you are watching through Dave's channel. Some of you are on Praise's channel. So I'm going to say to all of you here, for those of you who have been deplatformed, you are more than welcome to come here. You won't be deplatformed. I have free speech here. So you guys are more than welcome to come here and leave comments and stuff like that. I told you, I got the week off. So I'm definitely going to be, doing this today. So, feel free to leave any comments as we look at this, as we quiver in fear over the apostle dude. I was talking about how evil he's put some sort of charge on me, like he's some sort of, like he wrote some sort of an epistle in the scriptures or something like that. I don't know. I find it funny. Let's go.
No, we don't only welcome, we absolutely go against. Yeah, we reject that, deny that, we repudiate you. We rebuke you. We rebuke you.
Oh,
how about that?
Oh,
yeah, it's a rebuke. It's a.
We're supposed to take this seriously from people who believe that it's okay to rail and cuss and curse people out. We're supposed to take that seriously because we don't see any of the apostles doing that. We don't see any of prophets doing that to people. Okay. And even if they did, it would be out of error and it would be out of the flesh, as we pointed out in Acts chapter 23 with the apostle Paul when he got slapped across the mouth. His immediate knee-jerk reaction was to get into the flesh. But then when he realized what he had done, he had repented and he apologized. So, but we're supposed to take these guys seriously? Really? Like, so these guys are, why do people like this talk like we're supposed to have some sort of fear of what they say about us here. Isn't it absolutely amazing? Like, they talk about us and they want to say, oh, we live, they live rent free in our heads and all this other stuff. Well, wait a minute. Here they are talking about us again, once again. And we know what's going to happen. This is going to be an ongoing back and forth. And that's fine. Just today, this week is probably not a good week for these guys. Why? Because I am off this week and I don't have any real plans this entire week except to spend some time with my daughter for the 4th of July, and work on a cartoon, maybe do some chores around the house too. But that's about it. So other than that, yeah, I'll probably say a couple of things here and there, and not just on this channel, but other people's channel as well. So let's get back to this video. Here we go.
We're not putting up with it. There's an extreme vetting on this channel when it comes to that. We're not putting up with
the vetting is going. You're basically vetting people who disagree with your position. So even those who try to have a civil conversation with you, and what you do is you just boot them out the room, or you silence them, or you deplatform them in some way, shape, or form. And it's funny how I'm being, me and several others are being called cowards, even though we desire the opportunity to get on their channel so we can hash these discussions here. The problem is, though, that you got guys like the dude who wants to abuse this mod power of his and just boot people out the room and just silence them. But he's too much of a coward to come into my platform or any other platform where it is neutral ground, neutral territory, where we can hash these differences, at least in civility. But he won't do it. So, but, be afraid, folks. If you disagree with free grace, at least this version of free grace that they adhere to, then you're not of God. So says the prophet dude.
Gotcha. Anymore. Either you get that right or you're out.
Yeah.
Well, out of what? Like you're just not going to let us on your channel anymore? Like that's some sort of like it seems like they're talking like if you disagree with free grace, that's likened unto losing your salvation or being out of in negative standing with God or something. Oh man, it's just absolutely amazing. The man, wow.
Go somewhere else. Go mess around somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you're not wanted here. We don't want you here. Piss off. So
yeah, fair. That's fair. He's absolutely right. He has the right to hold that position. If we're not wanted there, we shouldn't be going over there. We shouldn't make any comments. Shouldn't leave any comments. And that's why I unsubscribed from that channel. So I will not be, tuning into that channel unless somebody points my, attention to me where they're saying something stupid, or whatever. Even though I'm not subscribed to the channel, I'll probably still get some sort of notification if I, if somebody mentions it or whatever. I don't know. YouTube is weird, but let's have I guess us non-free gracers that have been deplatformed and maybe even banned now, despite the fact that we've had tried to have civil conversations with some of them. I guess we're no longer a part of that channel, a part of that community anymore. Let's have a moment of silence, folks. This is. I'm not gonna cry. I'm a man. I'm a man. Let's go back to the video.
Again, so I want to make this point. So free grace, the overarching principles everyone agrees with. Sola fide, faith alone, and OSAS. But in the same sense, it is not monolithic either.
Yeah, that's the same exact thing we've been saying for the most part about Calvinism too. We keep telling you guys that there's the compatibilist, and then you have the hard determinist view. I disagree with the hard determinist view. Now, it's rather unfortunate that we have guys like Kevin who just keeps trying to equivocate and assert that the compatibilists are espousing compatibilism because they know that they're really hard determinists, and they don't have any logical means to defend the hard determinist view. So they want to coin the label compatibilists. And we've corrected Kevin on this multiple times, and we're going to keep doing it until we're blue in the face. Well, guys like me, you probably won't see the blue because of my pigment. But the fact, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean. Stop playing. Let's let him play the game. So, and as far as Stefan's comment here, dude and Dave, yeah, this is the part that really confused me. I don't understand what happened. We saw Dude and Dave go back and forth for a long time, and then next thing you know, they're working things out. He invites Dude over to his room. They're hashing things out. They're sharing their differences. Next thing you know, he falls asleep on his live stream, snoring up a storm. And then the very next day, they're bumping heads again. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Anyway. So let's go back to the video here.
There's different camps, and there's different twists and different variances within those two overarching principles. Some people are dispensationalists. Okay, whatever. They might have different perspectives on eschatology.
Let me say something real quick too. It was something almost slightly brought me to tears. It was a live stream on Linda Edmonton's stream. And if I'm saying that right, and Bruce was there. And this was just a while ago, maybe about 2 hours ago. And he's on a live stream just kind of, venting on her channel. And he mentioned something about why can't anybody in this community just get along? I don't understand. And then, there was a part, for a microsecond, it sounded like there was a little bit of a quivering in his voice. Like he sounded like you could tell that he was upset. He even admitted that there's a part of him that wants to cry because of all this dissension and this bickering and back and forth and all this other stuff that's coming that's being displayed in this community of ours. And he's right, man. They're really, if we're following the scriptures, there really is no reason to not try to hash out these differences in a civilized, cordial, biblical fashion. Okay, now it's easy for me to point the finger at Dude, and it's easy for them to point the finger at us, and we could say, well, you started it, you did this to me, you did that to me, and we hear a lot of that sometimes. I think what it really is going to have to boil down to is that somebody is going to have to take Matthew 5 seriously, where Jesus says, bless those that curse you, okay, and pray for those that persecute you, okay? And so I guess what it all is going to have to boil down from here on is to see which side is actually going to take the initiative to abide by those laws. See, now I can easily turn around and say, I do not think that it will be the free gracers, because unfortunately, some of the free gracers think that by you abiding by these commands that Christ give us in the Beatitudes, for example, then you are leaning on your own understanding, and you are therefore backloading works. And I don't know how many times we have to say that, no, when we point out these things, we're not saying that you have to do these things in order to be saved or stay saved. We're saying that you do these things because this is what God himself commanded us to do. Okay, so you don't just get saved and just say, okay, God, I'm good to go from here on. I don't have to do anything. I know you said, God, I don't have to do anything else. We don't work for the, we don't keep the law in order to be saved, to stay saved. So therefore, I'm not going to, continue to obey you and anything like that. That's just stupid. No Christian thinks like that. Okay, just because we know that we cannot lose our salvation, that doesn't mean that we have a license to sin, or that we have a license to just deliberately disobey God and not do certain things. Yes, sometimes our flesh gets in the way, and we say, "No, God, I'm angry. No, God, I'm filled with lust. No, God, I want to take that object from this person." That kind of thing. Our flesh gets in the way, and we sin. Okay, but as we point out all the time in 1 John chapter 3, the person who is a son of God cannot live in a lifestyle or mindset that way because they are of God. It's really that simple. So anyway, let's go back to this video. Let's see what they're saying.
There could be different ideas about rewards, but that's it. That's free grace. So what is so hard to understand about that, Veckel? How come you dumbtards can't even get that straight?
Does it sound like that? And see, yeah, again, if we bring up the issue of the name calling, they'll try to say, "Oh, so you're just getting butthurt." They just make up excuse after excuse after excuse. They can do all this attacking, all these ad hominem attacks, right? And then try to play innocent and try to make it look like they're the good guys. And well, I'm being. Have you ever been in a situation where you're in a debate with someone, or you're in an argument with someone, right? And the person that you're arguing with is raising their voice at you, and because they're raising their voice at you, you start to get a little agitated, so you start raising your voice back at them, right? And then the moment more people start hearing the two of you yell at each other, right? Your interlocutor all of a sudden starts to lower their voice while you're still raising your voice. You're still heated, right? Your interlocutor is now all of a sudden lowering their voice. They're trying to speak more calmly. Why? And why are they doing that? Because they see that people are around them, watching them, looking at them. So you lower your voice and you try to speak more calmly and more civilly so that you don't look like the lunatic in the discussion. So you kind of play this game where you say, well, Veckel's the one who's raising his voice. I'm being as calm as whatever, soft as a dove. I'm not raising my voice. I'm being calm. I'm not calling him any names. But yet Veckel's right here in my face, swinging his arms and yelling at me. I mean, I can only imagine what the people that are watching us have this discussion must think about Veckel, who's over here yelling and raising his voice and, personally, verbally attacking me and all this other stuff, and I'm just 100% calm. Oh, well, hey, we'll just sit here, let Veckel. See, that's what they're doing right now. That's what they're doing right now with this passive aggressive stuff. Listen, I understand that they might be butthurt at the fact that some people are, misrepresenting their position. It's not intentional, at least not on my part. Okay. But I will say, what is the truth? The scriptures clearly demonstrate that we do, as Christians, have the obligation to strive towards holiness. And they want to talk about misrepresentation. Well, I hear dude all the time misrepresenting me, asserting that I'm trying to backload works, or whatever the heck that term means, backload. Okay. They've heard me say this 1,000 times, never said that they believe that you must work for your salvation. And they, or actually I should say it this way. Never espoused in any of my videos. I challenge any one of them to do so. You're never going to find any instance of me asserting that you must work for your salvation. You must be holy in order to stay saved or get saved. I've never said anything like that. I don't even think like that. But because they want to play the passive aggressive role and try to make it look like, well, Veckel's the one who's raising his voice and attacking us, you know, and I'm being nice. I'm the nice guy here. So I just want you guys to see how rude and Veckel is being to me. I'm being nice. You know, no, everybody can see right through that. You know, nobody's falling for the garbage. Nobody's falling for it. We can see right through it. Come on now. So this is the game that some people like to play whenever they want to try to make themselves look like the good guy. They want to try to make themselves look like the protagonist. Okay. And again, as Bruce brought up before, you know, let's go back to the issue of unity. And, you know, I do want that. Okay. I do want to have these discussions. It's just that some individuals, you know, and listen, we're all flawed in different ways. Okay. I think there's some people, like perhaps people like the dude. He just doesn't have the temperament to get into these types of these level of discussions because he just doesn't have the temperament. He gets too easily upset, easily agitated at the slightest sign of opposition. I don't see that with Praise. I don't see that with Olive. Okay, Praise is you know, far more civil and you know, he's a lot easier to talk to when it comes to hashing these disagreements with each other. But that's not the case, unfortunately, with people like the dude. Unfortunately, so. But anyway, let's get the hey pseudonym. What's going on? Yeah, so we're watching the videos. I'm sure they're watching me. Let me see. Actually, let me see. I'm kind of curious.
And no,
now.
Do not tell us that Calvinism, Reformed theology, is OSAS, because it's not. OSAS includes things like falling away, apostasy.
Okay, I'm not going to pretend to know exactly what he's talking about there. But Calvinism, you call it what you will, eternal security, OSAS, perseverance of the saints. I don't care what you call it. The fact of the matter is, in the Reformed view, the Calvinist view does not teach that you can lose your salvation. It does not teach that your salvation is forfeited or lost or any of the sort. We are monergists. Okay, we not only assert that the Bible teaches that salvation and regeneration comes by way of God, him initiating our salvific state by regeneration, and then we believe, okay, that's all God doing that. But we also believe that our salvific state remains preserved by his love and his grace, despite the amount of sins that we commit. Okay. But that's not without consequence, of course. That's why I bring up the issue of Hebrews chapter 12, verses 5 through 11. Chastisement, correction. Okay. Can't refute it. Can't refute it. So anyway, here we go.
It accounts for those.
Yeah, and let me say this too. Also, there ain't no sissies here. Okay, every last one of these individuals that he put on this so-called list. Well, I don't want to say every last one of them, but I'm definitely speaking for myself. I'm not afraid of any one of you. I'm not afraid of any one of you. You know that. Okay. You know, I saw Jack Smack leave a comment on the video saying that I don't know why Veckel's not here. Maybe he's too much of a coward to come. Jack, I've had 3 streams this week so far, and each and every one of them had the link to the room pinned in the side chat. Didn't see you. Didn't see Dave. Not Dave. Dude. Not a single one of you, referring to us as cowards, made an effort to come into my room to have a discussion about it. No effort. But you're talking all this sugar smack, talking about that we're cowards and we're too afraid. Well, guess what, Jack Smack? The offer is open. If you want to come in, you're not blocked on my channel. You're not blocked on this channel. So you can leave comments if you want. And if you do leave a comment, and you request to come in, you bet your bottom dollar that you'll be granted. You bet your bottom dollar you'll be granted in there. Let's not make any mistake. And nobody is afraid of Jack Smack, and nobody's afraid of Dude. Okay. So anyway, we got to stop this pharisaical hierarchical attitude of guys like the Dude, thinking that this community, he has some sort of position of apostle or prophet. He could just run around and declare who's saved and who's not, or who, what charge he's gonna. I charge you, Veckel. And Jack Smack does the same thing, just arbitrarily runs around telling everybody who's saved and who's not. He doesn't have any ability to do that, and everybody knows that. That's why nobody takes him seriously when he just throws these ridiculous statements out. Nobody takes it seriously. It's stupid. But hey, that's just Jack Smack. That's just the way he does. We just look at people doing stuff like that as yeah, that's just Jack Smack. That's what he does. But nobody takes it seriously. Yeah. Let's go back to the video. Okay.
POTS, P-O-T-S, persecution of the saints, does not account for that. Do not try to hijack SASVeck.
SASVeck.
You screw jobs.
I don't even know where this contention between you see, this goes to show I didn't have any issue with praise. Now all of a sudden he's attacking me as if I said something about his mama, as I've said something about his personal life or anything like that. I don't know where this animosity is coming from. But you know what it's coming from? It's coming from a distorted view of my opposition to the free grace position. Okay, I didn't say that anybody who takes free grace is an idiot or ain't got no mama or is a dummy or anything of the sort. Okay, I just don't like the position, just like you don't like Calvinism. And all of a sudden, I'm a retard. You know what the funniest thing about all this is too? Is that these people that talk like this about those of us who are against their idea of free grace or whatever the heck it is that you want to call, they speak with this arbitrary authority. Actually, it's not even arbitrary. It's just a non-existent. They don't have any type of authority whatsoever. It hasn't been granted to anybody. Nobody. There's no congregation that they're part of that grants them this permission to go around and declare, who's a heretic or not like that, and for them to speak to us as if it's supposed to drive some sort of fear in us. Don't you just love it? It's a waste of it's like what Jack Smack does. Jack Smack wastes so much time telling everybody Veckel's not saved, this person's not saved, Dave's not saved, that person, Jill's not saved, as if we're supposed to take that seriously. Nobody takes that seriously. And dudes over here talking about, I charge you, Veckel. I charge you, Veckel. Okay, what is that? That's no different than an atheist calling me names in the middle of a discussion. Like, what am I supposed to do with that information? You have no authority over my salvific state. You're definitely not my pastor. You're not discipling me. You have no authority over any of us here in this community whatsoever. But yet we're supposed to take that seriously, that statement of you charging. Yeah, I charge you, Veckel. Yeah, I charge you. Well, what are we supposed to do with that? Come on, man. Anyway, let's go back to the video.
Stay within your lane, Veckel. Your IFSAS, your POTS. You are not OSAS.
Don't care.
And I will contend this too, but it's going to be harder. But I will say you are not faith alone either.
Ooh.
Your faith plus works. It's just the backloading. You backload works into it.
Oh, there he is again. See, I told you, they always resort to the same rhetoric. If you disagree with free grace and you talk about holiness, which is clearly demonstrated in the scriptures, all of a sudden, you're not faith alone. Not a single one of them are willing to have a debate or a discussion about these issues. Why? Because it's too much of a I think actually, no, let me take that back. I do think praise actually has the testicular fortitude to engage in the civil discussion. I do not see that to be the case with Dude. I know praise will come into this room. Praise will do it. I've seen him do it many times. He showed much courage going into the lion's den, if you will, going into rooms, into environments where he's the minority, and he didn't show fear in having these discussions. I don't see that with Dude. Can't speak on Olive, to be honest with you, but I'm talking about people with the biggest mouths here. Okay, so I highly doubt that Dude will make any effort to come into this room and have a discussion. He's probably very fearful, and rightly so, of what would happen to him the moment he actually made an appearance in this room. Let me do this. I'm going to open up the room. I don't know how long I'm going to do it, but you notice that I labeled the title "And Why Not?" ? Because I don't know if I'm going to make this a part of the series or not. Let me get some background music going too. Let's see. So it won't be totally. Yeah. Get something a little. It's the Mario. All right. Okay, so there's the link. You listen, this is kind of a spur of the moment thing. I couldn't sleep, just doing some cleanup around the house, and then I went back on the internet, and then I saw this video here. I was like, oh gosh, here we go. This like clockwork. You always expect that whenever you speak, whenever you say anything against anything that praise Olive or Dude espouses, you can always guarantee an immediate response where they do a whole video stream where they're doing criticism on whatever it is that you believe, or what you say against their position. And hey, they have the right to do that. I'm not going to take that from them, but I'm just saying that it's like clockwork. Hey, Jared, what's going on? Okay, let me see if I can turn down the music.
Hello?
I hope it's not too loud for you. Yeah, let me
turn it's fine.
All right. Hey, yeah.
Yo, man, I have to do this. Paul, the dude, is making some serious allegations about me calling Olive a bitch and calling her a drunk on Dave's channel. And he's banned me from Praise's StreamYard, so I can't even, defend myself. I can't even face my accusers. And this is actually quite upsetting me because I want to see the freaking clips. He says he has clips. I want to see them.
Right.
And I'm serious. And if I did that, I will apologize. I do not remember calling all of that at all. And if I did, or if I in any way did that, I'm sorry. Okay.
Right.
I honestly don't remember doing that. And this is completely outrageous.
Yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned that, because I did see that on the side chat of their video. Dude is making accusations. He's making accusations against several people who have been deplatformed, and he wants an apology, but yet he's not giving anybody the opportunity to make an apology. Why? Well, number one, he's blocking them on the side chat. Number two, who's to say that the moment they go into the room that he's not going to immediately resort to some sort of railing or reviling, and don't even give them an opportunity to apologize. He won't even give them an opportunity to explain what you might have meant or what you might have actually said. So
I would never.
Folks, but let me say this real quick. But folks, if you have suffered Dude's wrath and you've been deplatformed, you're not able to defend yourself on their platform, you can come right here. Come to my channel. The room is open. I'll give you the opportunity to respond to the accusations of Dude. But go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I just want to say I would never intentionally say that about her or even to her. I've even defended them when people were talking bad about them. So like I wanted to see the clips that he says that he has. And he also said, like, I compared them to Aleister Crowley. I don't even know who that is.
Aleister Crowley, yeah, he's a Satan worshiper.
I don't even know who that is, dude. Like, I don't even know who. Seriously, like he said something about some universalist stuff. Like, I'm not even a universalist. I don't believe in that. I don't know who Aleister Crowley is. Like, seriously. I want to see the clips, and if there's video evidence of me calling all of that, I will straight up apologize. But, you have to unban me and not time me out in order for me to actually, apologize to her. I've been trying to contact Grace. I even emailed Olive about the accusation. Like, this isn't cool, man.
Yeah,
like I wouldn't like someone calling my wife that. That would piss me off. So why would I say that to her
right.
intentionally?
Yeah, he also made some accusation of me saying something about accusing Cheryl of lying about something. I don't know where he got that idea from. I haven't had any beef with Cheryl except for her disagreement with Calvinism. That's about it. Cheryl is from New York. I'm from New York. We've had, there's been quite a few moments where we just kind of talked about the weather and, and things that are similar to, the locations that we're at, like she's not in the same city I'm in, but, there was that bond, if you will, if you want to call it, whatever you want to call it, because we're both in the same state. And that was about it. I never had any negative issue with Cheryl, but somehow a dude is saying that I said something negative about her. I was taking jabs at her. Beef. I mean, again, and this is the dude who's going around acting like he's some sort of apostle, talking about he's going to charge me with what? And he's accusing everybody else of lying when he's the one that's lying about stuff. I mean, and when you try to get an opportunity to explain these things and show him that no, there's been some sort of misunderstanding on his part or whatever, doesn't want to hear it. Why? Because this is a cult-like mentality of his. I'm right, you're wrong, and that's all I need to hear. That's all I need to get. That's all he cares about. And if you agree with me, then you're the children of God. That's pretty much his position. That's pretty much his position. So, but anyway, sorry, Jerry, you had to go. But yeah, so I don't know how much longer I'm gonna do. Let's see. So it looks like they no longer talking about the video. So let's see here.
Do you remember that stream that got taken down? Right. What was the name of the guy that you were going off against? That remember that guy that tries to shift between free grace and work of salvation?
Oh, let me look. I know you're talking about now.
The one that I can't remember his name.
Here. All right.
That guy that goes out on his push bike with his little dog and rides around and meets everyone.
Oh, Comfort. Yeah, that way.
Comfort. That's it. That one.
All right. We'll let the video play. I do want to comment on something Jack Smack made mention of me. He said, Veckel is the queen of work salvation. I'm not even going to address that. That is so... Some people are just so corny. They don't have a comedic bone in their body at all. They're just terrible at roasting people. Terrible at it. And Jack Smack is definitely one of them. Dude, you really need to get better at your roasting. It's just terrible, man. It's not funny at all, man. It's just mad corny, bro. But anyway, yeah, I probably won't keep this, keep doing this live stream here. Let's see what's going on with Dave. See what's going on in Dave's room here. Let's see. Habevo. Okay, so there's Dave. Let's see what he's talking about here.
Opinion. Take it somewhere else. If you want it exalted, you can exalt your opinion. Go fuck yourself. From
Dave.
henceforth, let no man trouble me, for I bear in my body the marks of the Lord Jesus. Galatians 6:17.
Dave. I don't understand this. I don't get it. I don't get it. Got to put that up there as a disclaimer.
Time to end this broadcast, and we'll start a new one. We'll freshen things up a little bit.
Okay. Good for you,
Bye-bye.
Dave. Bye-bye, Dave. Bye-bye. Puts the link to join, and then he immediately ends it right after he posts the link. So, I don't know. Dave, you are an enigma. You are an enigma. But I still enjoy your company. So, I'm not going to deplatform you. You're more than welcome to come back here anytime you want, so long as you work for your salvation. Got to work for your salvation. You want to come to this stream. You hear me? You hear me, everybody? If you want to be on this live stream, you got to work for your salvation. Yes. You got to say, I believe works will get me to heaven. That's what you got to do. I mean, isn't that what the free graces are accusing me of, right? Backloading works. We should do a skit. A skit called the Backload. Instead of the Backstreet Boys, we should do like the Backload Boys. I don't know, something stupid. Lifting Photog. Do I know you? I gave you a wrench, but I don't recognize your name. You must be somebody I know who's recently changed their name. Doesn't matter. Either way, you're welcome. The link is in the side chat if anybody's bored to tears. Hey, Rod Dog, what's going on?
Well, hello there. I see you're finally denouncing the cult of praise, Olive, and Dude, no longer Sparrow.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what the heck happened to Sparrow. Like, is she okay?
Nobody apparently knows. I think what happened is that Praise and his sister Kimberly did as they usually do, turned on her, were very cruel to her, and I think she had enough of it.
Oh, man, I hope that's not true. But I don't know, man. There's been those cases where on that channel you've had people bump heads every once in a while, and then they go their separate ways, just like what happened with Dude just last month. He said something he ought not to have said, and rightly so. They chastised him, and he wasn't there for a few days in their streams.
Well, no, you fail to remember he was permabanned, and they said he'd never come back again. He was back in 2 weeks. Oh
yeah. Well, I hope she's okay. I actually really liked Sparrow, and I thought Sparrow was a good influence on Olive. I know she's not a Calvinist, obviously. And again, I have to stress this too, because people think that I only want to fellowship with Calvinists. And people just really got to stop with this attitude. This notion that I'm not a want to be friends.
And you don't seem to have a problem with me.
Right. Right. I mean, I deal with a lot of people who are not Calvinists, just fine, including non-believers, people who are not even Christian.
I mean, dare I even say, I typically prefer the description of a predestinarian Catholic. So heaven forbid, I'm not necessarily Reformed, and frankly, I'll say it this way, brother. I don't know the name of your pastor, but you have a church, do you not?
Yes, I do.
Could you say 1/5 of the things that Tom, Kimberly, or Paul say at this channel, if your pastor were to be aware of what you're saying, I should say?
Repeat the question? Could I say
if you said on this channel 1/5 of the things that Paul, Kimberly, and Tom say at their channel, do you think your pastor would approve of that?
Oh, I see what you're saying. No. I mean, he'll definitely show some grace with me, but he'll definitely say, "Hey, brother, let's take it down a notch. You should be talking like that." Yeah.
Correct. These people don't have a pastor. That's why they do this, and they have no interest in having a pastor.
Yeah, and I can see why. We could definitely see why. No accountability, no real responsibility, no real obligation to strive toward holiness.
Do you think, as an Anglican, that I could get away with telling you as though I have apostolic authority what the dude told you? No, I can hear Bishop Orjai now. What are you doing? He would probably look at me cross-eyed like, you just came in from the PCA and you think you can behave this way? Are you out of your mind?
Right. I get you. Yeah. Hey, real quick, I just want to say, speaking of getting along with non-Calvinists, here's Chris Lucas. I love this guy. We bumped heads on some very has some strong disagreements on that one passage in Scripture about all things are lawful, but not all things are expedient. But this guy shows way more grace as a free gracer than the majority of these free gracers that I know of. He shows way more grace towards me than Praise, Olive, and do. So does Charles Jennings. He shows way more grace to me as a non-free gracer, as a Calvinist. SFT, I think he's free grace as well.
Right after Charles, they lambasted him.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, that's a shame. But I don't know. I mean, that video was old, so I wonder if there was some sort of reconciliation between the two of them, because I have seen Charles get onto their channel recently.
No. The dude hates, and I do mean hates, Charles Jennings.
Are you saying even today? Because he was just on their channel maybe a week ago.
Was he on their channel with the dude on there?
I believe so. Yeah.
Then hey, who knows?
But I don't know if I didn't see them talking. At least the clip that I saw, I didn't see them talking to each other.
It's possible that dude was on the panel but away from his mic. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, if he actually has this hate towards Charles Jennings, again, there's no biblical justification for that. But if you are a free gracer who believes that
dude, look who just showed up in the chat. Look at that.
You're close to evil. Oh yeah. You need to show some fear, Ryan, because the prophet, the apostle of Google,
the fake prophet Paul is here.
The apostle.
I'm so afraid.
Hit the link, bro. The link is pinned. Hit the link. Let's see how bold you are now. Now you want to talk all that sugar smack. Come on in here. Come on in here. You over here, you're the accuser of the brethren. You're going around accusing people of things that they did not do. Okay, like Jared. You said that I said something negative about Cheryl. So hit the link. Come on in.
No, accused me of wanting to dox somebody, which never happened.
Yeah. He's over there. Did you hear what he said? He was acting like like some sort of apostle of Google, talking about, I hereby charged you, Veckel. I charge you.
Yeah, no, I made that comment in the chat that he thinks he's an apostle. I didn't be insulting. I did that. I was like, wait,
I am.
He not realize what he's saying?
Say it again.
I said, does he not realize what he's saying? He's speaking as though God speaks through him. Yeah, that's what cult leaders do.
Exactly. That's why it's laughable. I just laugh when he has this audacity to speak as if he's been anointed by God himself to pass some sort of charge against me.
I know.
Why? It's not because I'm not saying anything unbiblical. I didn't say that Jesus did not rise from the grave. I didn't say that Jesus did not die for sinners. I'm just against his textbook antinomianism. That's what I'm against. Okay, actually, no. Let me take that back, because I don't believe that he is a full-blown antinomian. However, he's definitely teetering on it. for sure.
Well, I have little doubt that the dude is a raging antinomian, and sorry about that. I hit the wrong button. My mic button is sitting right on top of my back button, so it's very easy to hit one or the other.
It's okay.
So I sincerely doubt that he'll come in here. And frankly, if he does, he's just going to try to write a narrative of how bad and evil we are while excusing away the fact that they do the most preposterous things over there.
Right.
And by the way, what's this deplatforming I heard about? Did they just kick off a bunch of people?
Oh, yeah, dude. Compliments of dude, actually. I'm telling you, that's not Praise doing that. That's not Olive doing that. These people, those two usually show a way more grace towards their people who oppose their positions than dude does. This stuff didn't happen until the dude got power over their channel. Now almost half the people that used to come to their channel regularly are deplatformed. They can't leave comments.
Wow.
He won't well, I don't know if he'll let them in the room.
I know for a fact that includes me. Because even before dude took over, Olive, who delusionally runs around saying that I'm Smokey Saint's #1 advocate when I haven't talked to him since 2019, blocked me. So I'm blocked over there. And I bet if I tried to join, which why would I do that? I'd probably get blocked too if I'm not blocked already.
I don't get, listen, this is the internet. So whatever you post on the internet, you have to be mentally prepared for people to respond in some way, whether it's positive or negative. Somebody's going to respond, right? So the reason why I'm saying that is because we got a few people here, particularly people on this particular channel that we're looking at now, who just have this notion that, that you know what? Let me just. I'll come back with a proper way that I want to word what I want to say. I just don't like this arrogance from people like dude talking about I charge you, like I'm supposed to be fearful of my salvific status being revoked, or he's going to somehow I'm going to lose my salvation because he said so. Because I mean, the only people that are going to listen to anything he has to say about my character and my position are those people who already ascribe to the nonsense that he puts out there. Of course, they're going to agree with him. Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's the funny part, isn't it? Can you hear me? Okay, by the way.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
That's the hilarious part. They think people take them seriously. The only people who take these people seriously are their delusory followers.
Yeah, so I'm willing to have a civil discussion. I know I can. I trust that I can have one with Praise. Not really looking forward to doing that with the dude because I don't think that he has the temperament to do so. And I'm definitely not going to do that on the Praise I Am's channel. So they could call me coward all they want. The fact of the matter is, we all know what's going to happen the moment I step foot in that channel.
I have no interest in it either because, as I've said before, I was friends with dude for about 7 or 8 years. This violent outburst behavior that you see now is what he was like then, except it used to not be that way. He might lose his temper every now and again, but over time it has become unmanageable. And I notice as well, the drinking increased over time. And I'm not trying to be ugly when I say this. The dude lost his father, and I still say I'm sorry to hear that. But since then, it seems like the drinking might have increased, and the angry outbursts have become normal. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's untrue, but that's my opinion. However, I can definitely tell you the man who used to preach about conflict resolution skills definitely has none. If you, the minute he thinks you're contradicting him, you're blocked. We don't put up with that over here, is what they'll say. So riddle me this, Feckle. You and I will put the link out there, and I'll tolerate anybody. I tolerated Bruce yesterday when he came in your stream screaming at me, threatening me, all this foolishness.
I actually finally got around to watching that part of the stream. I was just like, oh my gosh, I didn't know it was that bad.
Oh yeah, so you saw how I handled it. Like, oh, you're just going to threaten me again. Okay, this is normal behavior for you. I'm not even going to entertain it. But the thing with dude is that no, you're never going to get a fair shake. He's going to redefine terminology in the middle of a conversation, not reveal to you the definitions of words. You get him to define something, and then within 10 minutes, he changes the definition. It's amazing how he talks about how so many people online are dishonest interlocutors. He's incredibly dishonest.
Yep. So, he can feel good about himself all he wants, by, blocking me on that channel. It doesn't matter to me. He needs to understand. See,
man.
The one thing I love about these types of people with this mindset, like Dude and Jack Smack, for example, because I'm picking on those two in particular because they both have a mindset that's very similar. They think that they have some sort of authority to go around telling people who's saved and who's not. You know what I love doing to these guys? I love showing them how they have absolutely no power whatsoever. They have none. And I love it. I love just laughing at them when they tell me that I'm not saved. I love laughing at them when they tell me that I'm of the devil. I love it because nobody takes them seriously. And they have no ecclesiastical power whatsoever. They're wasting their time. All these accusations about Veckel is not saved, or Veckel is of the devil. Nobody takes it seriously. Come on, man. Nobody.
But let's take it a step further. I will demonstrate that their OSAS is positively ridiculous. Would you put Revelation chapter 2 on the screen?
You bet. 1 second. Let me get that on the screen. Okay, Revelation chapter what?
Chapter 2. Which translation is this? King James?
This is King James, yeah. Would you prefer ESV?
Yes.
Okay, ESV.
Now, let's see. Go to, I believe it's starting in verse 12. I'm trying to remember exactly where he talks about false apostles in the second chapter. You might remember, and I do not.
All right, so this is to the church in Pergamum.
Yes.
And to the angel. And just stop me when you see something familiar.
Go to verse 18 then. That might
verse
be
18?
Thyatira. It's definitely Ephesus, but I forgot whether that's in chapter 2 or chapter 3. Because the apostle praises the church for those who tried false apostles, and they would not, and they did, and wouldn't tolerate the fake apostles. Keep going down.
Okay.
I don't remember how many verses. Okay, I might be wrong then. It might be in the third chapter.
All right, let's go to the third chapter. Sardis, Laodicea. But you said they mentioned Ephesus is mentioned, right?
Yeah, it talks about false apostles. I'm not recalling the exact verse. I thought it was in the second or the third chapter. Let me see. Hopefully, I'll remain connected while I do this.
Okay, yeah. If not, you could come back in. I'll probably be open for a little while. Let's see. Let's go back. Well, let me type in emphasis. See if anything pops up. Ephesus. I think I spelled that right. Yeah, okay, there it is. Revelation 2:1.
That might be it. Well, it doesn't actually say false apostle, but it says who say that they are apostles and are not.
Oh, that's Revelation 2:9 and Revelation 3:9.
There we go. Look, so we have it right here. And the church and to the angel in the church in Smyrna write the words of the first and the last who died and came to life. I know your tribulation and your poverty, but you are rich, and the slander of those who say they are Jews and are not, but are a synagogue of Satan. Do not fear what you are about to suffer. Behold, the devil is about to throw some of you in prison. No, that's not it. It's the text that talks about false apostles. Although
Revelation 3:9, maybe.
It might be. I'm just forgetting at this hour, and for some reason, it's not coming to me. But the point being is that in the early church, we're warned that, as the Apostle Peter says, that just as there were spurious false prophets in the Old Testament, so will there be spurious false teachers in the New Testament. There are also spurious false apostles. They need free grace to be true, because this is the only way they can get around being called a false teacher. Why? Because how do we know that they're false teachers? Well, look at it's not just the behavior. They claim that they know Christ, and they can claim who does and does not know Christ.
Is it this verse here? Revelation 2:2. I know your works, your toil, and your patient endurance.
Yes.
You cannot bear those. Yeah, okay. But I've tested those who call themselves apostles and are not, and found them to be false. Is this the one?
That's correct. So I was right.
Okay.
Right, who call themselves apostles and are not, and found to be false. And lo and behold, that's what at least the dude is doing. He is trying to act as if he is an apostle. He's clearly not. But what happens when you put him to the test? He fails. What happens when you put his OSAS doctrine to the test? Well, first of all, where in the scripture does it tell us that we can know who is or isn't saved?
Right.
It never says that. In fact, it says the opposite of that. The secret things belong to the Lord, but the things revealed belong to us and to our children, that we may do them, Deuteronomy 29, verse 29.
Yep.
I have no idea who the elect are. I have no idea who the reprobates are. I have no idea who may or may not have lost their salvation. I hate the terminology, but I'm just speaking both colloquially and in terms they will understand.
Right.
They don't know that, nor do we. We can only go by what we know.
Kairos, Kairos, you're right. They were looking at a list earlier on in this stream, and the list was. Did you see the video? Did you see it? Right.
You have to show.
Yeah, they have a list of I think it was 20 or so people on there, who are against free grace that they want to call out. And my name was sure enough at the very top. Your name is definitely your name is definitely on there, of course. Yes. And then it had some other names on there of people who I had no idea even.
Lord Jesus Christ, that I am counted worthy to be called a false brother from a bunch of false converts.
You're on that list. You made the list. So and Jack Smack says everyone on that list is unsaved. See,
he knows that. Here again. This is what I've been saying for a while. They're not Christians. They're showing this very plainly.
If you're on that list, you're not saved. And where'd you get this idea from? Is there scripture for it?
No. They have 22 people. Oh, so they interviewed 22 people where they could make a reasonable determination based off of this? How did they ascertain 22 people were definitely unsaved? And by the way, let's highlight something else. There would be very little discussion to be had if they were to go after the obvious false teachers, the word of faith teachers, the Mormons, the Jehovah's Witnesses that are not Christians. We would have little disagreement with them. But
go ahead. No, go ahead. Well, I would say, to be fair, Praise does every once in a while do live streams where he's, tackling an atheist assertion or some other assertion,
Praise's arguments against atheism are so bad that I literally told him, Praise, you just need to stop, because your arguments against atheism are extremely bad. They are so bad that I think a 12th grader could put up a better argument who has never read a theology textbook in his life.
Well, I'm bringing that up to show, the attempt to be more versatile with his attempted apologetics, so at least it's not always against people who are against free grace. He's tackling other subjects as well.
But let's talk about people who claim to believe in the Bible. we would have little issue if Todd White made that list. We'd have little issue if Benny Hinn made that list, or one of the apostles of the Mormon Church. Would we?
I'm sorry, say the last part. I was reading Bond's comment here, and I like to respond to this, by the way. But go ahead, repeat what you said.
I said, we would have no objection if one of the fake apostles of the Mormon Church, or Todd White, or someone of that variety appeared on this list. Would we?
No, we wouldn't have a problem with it.
No. Yet suddenly, they have put people like you and I, who they repetitively slander all the time, and have taken no time to verify their Christian walk. They're just deciding we're lost. Now let's. What is it that Bond said? I didn't get a chance to read it.
First, let me just say, pseudo. Listen, I'm not going to deplatform anyone here. This is a free speech.
I'm a young version of Bob. Oh wow! now I'm just going to remove the filter, dude. I don't know whether you're stupid or just wow. You belong on Praise's panel. You know what? Keep going to Praise's panel, pseudonym. That's where you belong.
Let's look at what Bond said. So he says, I had a conversation with him before. He's talking about, dude, he made so many claims about me, and when I pressed him, he mentally malfunctioned into a child that repeated every word I said. LOL. The dude is a joke. Bond.
That doesn't surprise me, Bond.
Bond and I have bumped heads, but never in a fashion where we resorted to personally attacking each other and stuff like that. I don't have an issue with Bond per se, other than he just, I don't know what his beliefs are anymore. But Bond is.
Yeah,
Bond
I have no idea. I have no idea.
But Bond is usually pretty nice. He's usually cordial with people. I don't know why anybody would have an issue.
I mean, every now and again he'll get a little squirrely, or he'll say he wants to grapple people, da 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 da. But usually he's pretty well behaved these days, and I'm totally unsurprised to hear that the dude did as he described.
Right.
I mean, it's sad, man, because do you think Kimberly and Tom are going to keep the dude in any kind of accountability? No.
Now, well, who's Kimberly when you say Kimberly?
Olive.
Oh, okay. You sure you want to? Okay, well.
They put their own names out there on their own streams, and then they get mad when people say, oh, who's Kimberly? Tom, that's my sister, Kimberly Olive. They said it, not me.
Some people might take it as you doing that out of spite instead of just addressing her as a YouTube name.
I mean, the thing is, brother, I have addressed their claims, and they still claim I do it out of spite. So I'm at the point where I don't care anymore.
All right, free speech. What was going to say, Bruce?
I'm not saying their whole name. First names are not doxing.
Right. I got you. Well, Bruce, I just want to say I heard what you were saying to Linda a while, like maybe just a little bit ago, and I feel for you, man. I heard what you said, that you just wish that everybody could get along. I understand. What you said touched me a little bit, because it really is a shame that
Linda's channel. What is it like? Jesus saves and loves.
Yeah, Jesus saves, Jesus loves. Right. She changed the name for a little bit. Right. And, I do want that, to be honest with you, for everybody to at least get to a point where we can have our disagreements civilly, cordially, at least.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great? But that's not what Bruce's friends do, and that's not what Praise and his team do, and it's just unfortunately not going to be the case. And I would argue, because a lot of these people don't have any accountability.
Right.
They don't.
Right.
I've made the point. I'll stand by it. These people don't go to church, and it's very obvious that they don't go to church.
And again, but if you say that, see, some of these guys, when they hear you say that, they say, "Oh, see, so you saying you got to go to church in order to be saved, in order to stay saved, bro?"
If you are such a mental midget that you have to lie about what I just said, then that's your problem and not mine. That would be my No one said that you have to go to church to be saved. I don't understand how they jump to that. The dishonesty is profound.
Yeah. So I'm curious. since a dude wants to play this game as the apostle of Google, because that's what I'm going to nickname him from now on, since he's going around acting like he has some sort of ecclesiastical authority over everyone. Let's just see what he has to say, because I want to put it in his face that he doesn't have that type of power.
None.
He doesn't have that type of power in his community.
No.
He has none.
He has no authority.
So I'm going to continue to call him out by exposing, just kind of making fun of some of the comments that he makes on the side chat here. Welcome to the room, Bruce.
Hey.
Peace.
As far as doxing goes, I am wondering, could we talk about it cordially, Ryan? No need to bring up. Why are you bringing up people's names?
I have nothing to say to you, Bruce. Did
you dox me, Ryan? Why don't you be honest?
No, I did not dox you, and I'm not playing your game.
Okay,
Bruce.
Tell me why you didn't dox me when you used my name and my address. Tell me how.
I did not use your name and address.
Okay, then
You've
what
been lying for years about that. I did not use your name.
Did you show my house, Ryan?
You showed your house. I didn't show your house. Okay,
when I showed my house, did I give the address? No. Did I give the name of the
restaurant your house? I didn't
door?
put
No.
You are now okay. Now you're lying again. I didn't put your address out there. What I told you was there is an LLC associated with that address. You could.
Ryan, I have a right to have a business and make a living.
I purposely did not do that.
Mellow out.
I purposely did not put that information out there. You've been lying about me for years.
Ryan, I'm trying to talk. Look, I have a right to work. I have a right to have a business name. You don't have a right to find my name and put it out there for people and then tell them the name of the restaurant I live next to, do you?
And here again,
are you a doctor?
Number one, I did not put that information out there. Number two,
Ryan, God,
when you were calling me a child molesting pedophile, I was considering neglect, which gives me the right to do that.
What's wrong with you,
Number
bud?
three,
why do you lie so much? Don't you have a conscience?
I don't talk to you. Why do you come in here and start problems?
Because you were doxing people.
I don't dox people. You lie.
You're doxing people, and then
and I ain't doing this on 4th of July. Veckel, I'm just going to say this.
Happy
you want to have
Brian,
Bruce?
go to bed.
You have Bruce. That's fine. That's your prerogative.
Okay.
Good for you.
People.
I don't dox these idiots.
You don't have to
I don't want anything to do with them.
Praises and Olive's name and stuff. Nobody needs to know that stuff.
My God, Bruce, are you so dumb that you don't understand that first names are not doxing? If I call you Bruce, that's not doxing.
Ryan, okay,
that's
whatever,
all I'm going to say to you. I don't know what else to say. You are a deceitful, dishonest person.
Dave Ryan has my name, Ryan, because you gave it to him. Remember that?
Well, I will say this though.
Thanks for doing that, Ryan. Thanks for destroying my life.
I will say this. This is me personally. This is my own opinion. Despite the fact that I know Praise's actual government name, I still personally want to respect his anonymity, to the best of my ability, and not refer to him by his government name. I want to keep referring to him as Praise, as long as he's comfortable with it. If he wants me to refer to him by his government and real name, then I'll do that. In the same way that I won't address Kevin as a synergist, even though that's what I know for a fact that he actually is. But when I'm talking to him directly, I won't address him as a synergist, just out of respect for his wishes. And I'm going to do the same thing for Olive too. I'm not going to address her by her actual name.
Yeah, good for you, Veckel. That's a good thing. I mean, it shows you care about people,
Yeah. So because some people might not, want that kind of thing, even though it's already out there for the public. People will still like to hold the tiny bit of anonymity as much as they can. What's left?
When somebody's doing it to cause somebody trouble, it's obvious, And I mean, there's no reason. Like, why do people want to cause people trouble on YouTube while claiming to be a Christian? I don't really understand that.
Yeah, man, what you said to on Linda's live stream, man. Yeah, I was listening to you while I was doing some stuff around the house, and you said that you made that comment that made me really think about that. So, where's why is there so much back and forth animosity, amongst the. And it's funny you said that, because a few hours earlier I was watching a video of unity amongst people of different positions and stuff like that. And you're talking about how rampant it's going here on the internet.
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
Oh, it is bad. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I understand it
But-
can get pretty tense when you bring up stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like, what the heck? I was talking with a Catholic guy the other day. You know, we were discussing some stuff, and sure, it can get tense here and there, but we managed to just talk and do stuff and work together. You know, you know.
Right. Right.
Oh man.
So, but you know, I'm not going to sit and act like everybody is supposed to, you know, Christians are always going to agree on everything. It's just not going to happen. That's just one of the results of the fallen nature. What I don't like, see, Praise and Olive and Dude want to talk about, you know, listen, if you don't like free grace, that's fine. I just want you to properly represent my position. So that if that's a big deal to them, well, here's a big deal to me. Okay. Disagree with my position all you want. All I ask is for the same amount of respect that you deserve, that you desire of me to give to you, that you give to me. If you want to if you disagree with Calvinism or you want to defend free grace, fine. We can do that civilly. We can do that cordially without having to resort to any type of attacks. I've never had this issue with Praise. It's always and only has always been with people like Dude. And we got video footage of how it's not just me that he behaves this way with, but with other Christians as well. And you shouldn't be doing that. Okay, just because you have a disagreement with somebody, well, disagree with it. You know, insult their beliefs. You don't have to insult their person or rail against them. So now we got Dude who
stuff I'm seeing lately. You know, people calling each other nutty and retarded and stupid. Well, words slip here and there, but it's constantly gets beating the crap out of people. It's like, come on. I mean,
yeah. So I am now hereby charging Dude, and I'm going to label him as the apostle of Google because that's what he thinks he is. So he thinks that by declaring this charge against me and calling me, you know, this or that I'm supposed to be quivering in fear of my salvific state, or, you know, God's going to chastise me any second now because I disagree with the Dude. You know, same thing with Jack Smack, going around telling everybody this person's not saved, that person's not saved. Right. Nobody takes these guys seriously. Nobody takes it seriously.
No,
you know, they're not even pastors. They don't even go to a church, and yet we're supposed to take their counsel seriously. Come on.
I know it does get irritating.
Yeah,
hearing constantly people aren't saved, but I saw that. I've seen that from conditionalists too at times. Different people. It depends on who. I tend to get angry more at my own side of my own beliefs when somebody's abusing it, you know, to beat people around. But it's just frustrating. I mean, there's your occasional people in a number of different groups or belief systems that I don't know, they just condemn other people or just I don't know why.
So Dude just came over here just to tell me that I've been deplatformed from Praise's channel. That just goes to show the weakness people like this have. Instead of just being a man about it and just leaving well enough alone and deplatforming me quietly, he has to make an effort to come all the way over here just to tell me, well, you guess what? You're never coming to my channel ever again. And then he runs away like a little girl.
That's Bond, I guess. Is that right?
Yeah, but welcome to the room, Bond and Fro. It's good to see you both.
Bond, you know,
how's it going? How's it going, Veckel?
Bond, do you know why I stay away from you?
Veckel, how are you doing, Veckel?
Good. It's been a while since I heard your voice, Bond.
Well, you're right in the slide chat.
Hey, Bruce, I'm talking to Veckel right now. You can.
I'm not afraid of you, Bond.
Go ahead and mute. Bruce.
Why do you think I'm afraid of you, Bond?
Why do I think I'm afraid of you?
Yeah, you say that I ran away from you and I'm a coward. What do you mean I'm afraid of you and a coward?
Yeah, you did. You know why?
I don't know. It's not a matter of that. No, I just don't like you, buddy.
You don't like me. Why don't you like me?
I don't like you.
Hey, Veckel, check this out.
Hey, that sounds like something.
Bruce, right? It sounds like some dude would do.
I'm not afraid of you. I just don't like you.
Veckel, right. you can check this out. Whenever Bruce is confronted with things that his friends might have done wrong, and evidence was being presented to him, he didn't want to look, and he just blocked people. And he just said, "No, I don't want to hear it."
No, that's not true at all.
Besides all the bullshit drama here, I got a question.
I'm really tired of it.
Why exactly are we paying attention to a bunch of low-budget hicks like these people on your screen here?
What's this, bro?
Well, because you want to know why? I have time off this week.
Becco has time.
So why do you spend it on spying on low-budget hicks then?
Why do people go to other people's channels and ask why they're doing stuff?
Yeah, because I'm trolling.
Okay, never mind then. I stand corrected. Continue.
You know, and plus, now I'm going to be honest with you, and I'll admit publicly, I hereby admit to everyone on the panel and those of you who are watching and those who will watch later on, I'm in the flesh. Yes, I'm doing this because I want to annoy dude. And I think I was successful in doing that because he made an effort to come all the way over here just to publicly announce that he deplatformed me from Praise's channel.
Well, you're done then.
And I'm enjoying it now. And also, so by the way, Fro, you need to pay some respect to dude now because he's now been deemed as the apostle of Google now. So he knows that you're not saved. You ain't in right standing with God because you don't agree with the free grace position.
No,
so just letting you know.
He's a hick Catholic. So what the heck did I walk into here?
Honestly, here's the thing. I really like the dude because he's gone on that channel since he's been installed, and he has successfully day after day ran that bitch into the ground, and I'm so happy about it.
Why are you happy? Well, wait a minute. Why are you happy about it?
That's why he's losing viewers.
Yeah.
Why would you be happy about that?
Because these are low budget garbage human beings. Honestly, at the end of the day.
Excuse me. How do you know?
I actually don't have a problem with praise. And sometimes Olive.
I have a problem with praise. Yeah.
You have a problem with praise?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, praise is going to disagree with you publicly and in your face, but at least for the most part, he's cordial about it. That's one thing I love about praise. He's not going to be deplatformed on my channel. I don't care if I'm deplatformed from their channel. He'll remain platformed on this channel. He'll have a wrench. Dude is never going to get a wrench. In fact, I have the good mind to block his behind right now from this channel. But I want to do it while he's here, though.
What if you and dude become friends like in a month or two or something?
Then I'll unblock him. Yeah. Remember what Jesus said, if your brother sins against you,
unblock.
You forgive him. Yeah. Yes. 70 times 7. You got to unblock him 70 times 7.
Has dude specified what you've lied about, Veckel?
No.
Yeah. It sounds familiar.
I have no idea what he's talking about. I have no idea what he's talking about.
Just vague assertions that you've lied and you're a liar.
This is why it's a cult. Not him. Yeah. I'm saying his mindset that he has is cult-like. If you don't agree with the dude, then you have nothing to do with the kingdom of God.
You're not saved. You're going to hell.
Yeah, you're not a part of the kingdom of the kingdom of God. Yeah, so that's what it seems like to me.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to show that I want to put it in people and want to put it in his face how he has no power whatsoever. He might have the power on Praise's channel. He might have power on maybe even Dave's channel, even though that things might have changed there now since they're
that's all. Again. I think Dave was banished as well.
But on this channel, he ain't got no power. He has no power. He has no power on his channel. He has no power over my salvific state. He has no power over my finances. He has no power over my marital status. He has no power whatsoever. None. Zilch. Nathan. Nada. And he's angry and pisses him off. That pisses people like him off. That's why he has to go on the mantra. Him and Jack Smack have to constantly go on a mantra that this person's not saved, that person's not saved. Why? Because they don't have any power and they know that. But because they don't have the power to do anything about it, to really try to affect anyone's salvific status, they have to just arbitrarily repeat that to themselves, because it's a sign of defeat. So
no doubt about that.
And I love it. I'm loving it. So yeah, I'm in the flesh a little bit. You know, I don't have to do this live stream, but I can't admit. I have to admit I'm having a good time.
I didn't look.
But to be fair, you're not doing anything.
Well, it's not sinful, but it is.
Yeah.
It's not expedient. Let me just put it that way. It's lawful, but not expedient. We'll put it that way. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yep.
Yeah. So, you know, and somebody might say, "Oh, come on, Velko, you're a little bit more mature than this." Yeah, well, you know, I told you. You know, I think the Bible. There's a passage in the Old Testament. I want to say in the Psalms that talks about idle hands reaps something bad or something like that. And I openly admit I'm at the situation right now where I'm bored, I'm idle at this moment, taking a break from working on my project, and I can't sleep. So I got some time to kill.
All right. Speaking of not sleeping, I'm going to go to sleep. So Bond.
Good night, Bruce. Have a good night.
By the way, Bond, I would like to share with you one thing before I go.
Oh no!
What is that?
And that was simply that you were unwilling to listen to what I heard. And
no, I was very willing. I was actually willing to compare things with you.
Okay, and so then when I asked you to show things, you said no.
You said no.
Look,
no. That's a lie, Bruce. I never refused.
Okay. Hey, Bond, let me.
I told you we could do it private or public.
Okay,
so you can lie or you can be honest.
Bond,
no, you can't.
I'm only going to share this one thing.
Okay, share one thing.
I think we should be allowed to have different points of view.
Yeah, and you didn't want to actually have the conversation.
Not when you're threatening to troll me. Like that doesn't.
I'll ask you to have the conversation, Bruce.
Okay.
I said we could do it private or public.
Are you?
And then Linda.
Okay. Huh? Are you willing to accept that I don't like you?
I don't care if you like me, Bruce. All I wanted you to do was see. All I wanted you to do was see everything. What?
Well, here's the thing.
Oh, Bruce, hold on. Bruce. I'll ignore you if you ignore Andy and never mention him.
Fuck that.
Oh, exactly. Just what I thought.
Andy
just what I thought,
like
Bruce.
Tearing
just
people
what I thought.
To pieces.
What?
Andy was tearing people to shreds. He's teamed up with some freaking nut job that's praying for me to die.
Words hurt.
Okay. Is Andy praying to Satan now?
Bond, I'm not going to sit and fight with you, dude. Have a good night.
Boo-hoo, Bruce. Boo-hoo.
Night, guys.
Go cry, Bruce.
I'm not crying, you dumb bastard.
Yeah, you're crying. Yeah,
Never mind.
It's okay.
To be honest,
okay,
the amount of people that are consistent.
Here's a tissue.
Is Andy praying to Satan now? I thought I saw.
No, he's not. He just has some
Andy is Andy.
questionable views from a Christian perspective, and people like Bruce and Linda are trying to misrepresent him. But
so he's back to being a universalist again.
He's a universalist. He doesn't worship Satan or anything.
Okay, that's good.
He's openly said he doesn't worship him. He follows Christ, but people like Bruce and Linda will sit there and lie and say that he does, and then they'll be in side chats saying all of this stuff to egg it on more.
Who's Linda?
Linda Edmonds?
Yeah. It's a lady.
There's two Lindas in this. So one of them goes to Praise Ian's channel.
She's still around.
Yeah, it's the Linda that used to hang around Smokey's channel back in the day.
Yeah, she got the hardcore Southern accent. That one.
Yeah.
I thought she disappeared back into the deep south and never to be seen again.
No.
Didn't know she was still around.
Yeah, Linda's a delightful lady. I love that woman.
I actually didn't have an issue with Linda, and then Bruce decided to manipulate her and lie about me, and now I'm blocked on there. So,
oh my gosh, really? Wow.
Because Linda would actually, it was kind of sad because she would host these streams, and then she would say, anyone can join, come on and chat. Anybody wants to join. She was asking people to join, so I would join. Okay. And chat with her about everything, whatever she wanted to chat about.
Quick question.
Now I'm blocked.
Is Bruce conditionally damned in the side chat there?
Yeah, he is.
What are you talking about?
Okay, so that's Bruce's channel. Okay, so apparently,
the name of the channel, yeah.
Yeah, apparently. Go ahead,
Okay.
Bond.
Well, I was just gonna say, if I say I love someone and I pray for them, does that mean that I worship them?
No.
Okay, there you go.
Well, real quick, I want to get to Chris's comments here. So he left quite a bit of stuff to say here. So I want to address it. He says, I'm not sure if dude is very bright or maybe he's just very hard-headed, but I left a comment on Praise Channel a couple of weeks ago, and it got a lot of thumbs up. Okay. And you would think if you cared about the gospel and cared about getting a message out, you would have took such a comment to heart if it got a lot of thumbs up. Okay. He says, dude was getting upset with this atheist for not teaching his kid the gospel, yet he cusses on his own channel, which makes a lot of people turn the channel off because a lot of people have kids. Yep, oh yeah, big point. Very, very good point there. And he's increasing in subscribers too, so he's got to understand. No,
he's not. He's buying them, dude.
Are you serious?
I am dead serious.
How do you know? Come on, are you serious?
Well, I can't exactly tell you how I know, but I'm gonna say this: about nearly 70 to 80% of Praise's subs are just bots. And honestly, if you ever go to his stream, he rarely ever tops the audiences more than 30, and supposedly he has an audience about 15 to 16,000. And not only that, even once these videos and streams are published online, they rarely get more than 300, 600 views. And you'd expect a substantially more for the subscriber base he has. And so the majority of his audience are just bots. That's it.
Interesting.
Well, I will say this. I know he got a lot of subs back in the day when he was part of was it Shepherd's Chapel? He had a lot of videos kind of go viral in that large church, but I don't know if he buys them or not or whatever. But if you look at Social Blade, there's some kind of suspicious things where there's like days where there's so many, like 200 subs added, and then nothing, and then another 200 to 300 on a different day, all in one day. But I don't know.
Interesting. Interesting.
Social Blade is pretty interesting.
Yeah, and so the majority of his channel, I guarantee, they're just bots. They're just random accounts that have been created, and that's it.
And it's used for the purpose of making it look like a lot of people are watching.
And when it's just dead, okay. Well, like, here's the thing: when I told you that dude has successfully just burned this bitch to the ground, that's not hyperbole. All right, he's basically shunned whatever possible audience he might have had.
Well, let me look to what the rest of what Chris had to say. Now, Chris is a free gracer, mind you, so look what he has to say. He says, so how many people
Chris,
don't watch Praise Channel because hold on, my mic's in the way, but how many people don't watch Praise's channel because of all the cussing, the foul language, the foul behavior, the foul videos that they play? Yep, it's true. He says, dude is either very insincere or incredibly dumb. Yep. He says, I don't get why, if someone thinks what they have to say is so important, why don't you behave better so you can actually get that message out? But instead, they do things to make people turn off the channel. Yes, that's very true. It's because I mentioned to him, a lot of people like me work a lot and we'll play a show in the background. Yep. While we're playing with our kids, but we're not going to play a show with people cussing. Yep. Or horrible behavior. Absolutely. Chris, man, you convicted me, man. You convicted me because sometimes I let a little profanity come out. People say use of profanities in this room too. So yeah, man, Chris is convicted. This is the second time Chris has convicted me with something he said, man. He said some stuff before that made me think twice. And now he's doing it again. Foiled again. foiled again. But no, I appreciate that, man. And again, Chris, we know that you are free grace, and I hold a similar position with regards to the relationship between, the relationship that we have with God now that we are saved. We don't lose our salvation because we've sinned here or there every once in a while. But the scriptures do say, number one, we do have an obligation to strive towards holiness. We got all kinds of passages that. And also from a more practical level, yeah, if you want a wider audience, okay, you have to consider those who may be uncomfortable with the foul language, or even terrible behavior, even some of the memes that he shares on his screen every once in a while. They might be funny, but sometimes they're a little bit, a little bit extra. And yeah, what if you say, hey, son, I got to go, clean up this kitchen real quick. So don't touch my phone because I'm listening to the this live stream. And then let's say you step away from the phone, because this actually happened to me a couple times with with the same exact thing. Chris is spot on. People cussing and swearing, blasting each other on somebody's live stream. And then when I get out the bathroom or I come back into the room or whatever, and I see that my daughter's near the phone and she hears all this cussing and swearing, I have to run to the phone and immediately mute it or turn it down as quickly as possible, because I don't want her to, at that age, she's only 6, being exposed to this, garbage language and stuff like that. So I feel you.
Hey, Veckel,
Yeah.
check the private chat at the link I posted.
Yeah. Okay.
It should take you to the website I told you.
Okay. Yeah.
And if you
it.
scroll down all the way to almost to the bottom,
okay,
you can see monthly gain subscribers, and then you'll see, kind of how there's huge jumps.
I see.
So, like I said, could be way off,
right?
But, I'm just going off of what.
I can't imagine. My channel will probably be far worse than that. For main reason, because my original channel got axed, so now I'm essentially starting all over.
How'd your original channel get axed?
Yeah, I did a whole video about it. But basically, somehow somebody hacked into my account, and they were live streaming Elon Musk interviews. And I had no ability to get into the account to end the live stream. So somebody hacked into my account with my password and everything. I was like, oh man, I was forced to sit there and watch my channel live stream an interview with Elon Musk. They even changed the logo on my channel and everything. My videos were still there. And then I left YouTube. About an hour later, I came back and the whole channel was gone. Yeah, and it was saying because of copyright issues and stuff, or blah blah blah. I asked Praise to help me out a little bit. He tried to help me out, but we didn't get very far. It just didn't work. So I just I'll just use my backup channel. So yeah.
So on if you look. Whenever you get a chance, just look at that website, because it'll show you day by day all of your subscriber counts and video views, and then you can see where it's just it's kind of iffy whenever you see 0,0,0,0,0,0, and then 1 where there's 100, and then 0,0,0,0,0,0,0. So
I see. Yeah. I've never seen this before, so I'm trying to get the gist of how to read it and stuff.
Yeah, you can see it'll lay it out day by day, and then you can see one random day will have 100 or more.
So if I type in my username, it'll give me my stats and stuff.
Yeah. Type in.
All right, I have to put the @ symbol, right? The @ and then.
I just typed in your name and it came up. I just typed in Veckel.
Oh, yep, there it is. Yeah.
C+. C+ isn't bad.
Wow. For this particular channel, yeah.
But see, look at it. You have 10, and then you lost 10. Then, it's small amount.
Right. I got you. Like I said, subscribers, yeah.
I mean, I could be way off. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But you know,
Yes. So, real quick, is the praise cult actually listening in to our conversations? Because now,
yeah, I think so.
okay, I thought so too. I think
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're looking at it. Yeah.
because it was really random if this wasn't the case.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing when I was
Yeah.
looking at the screen. It's just like it looks like somebody's listening in, and yeah.
I have those stupid people on mute, so I don't really know what's going on over there. But I just casually look over at what we're capturing, and then it's just like paid followers, my ass over there. And
But you know what? I don't even care. Like it's just not even a big deal to me if people pay for followers or subs.
Right.
It's not even a big deal, you know. To me, it's not.
Yeah.
To other people, it might be, but you know, if he is, whatever, you know, if he is, he is. If he's not, he's not. You know.
Right.
He has a good group of.
Listen, well, here's the thing. Since we already have their attention, hey, dude, I don't know what your problem is, but keep having them and keep doing what you're doing because you don't know it now, but you are doing God's work on that channel.
Hey, Sky Out's on the side chat. What's going on, Sky? I can't believe I missed you. What's going on? Yeah. So yeah. I'm really surprised that, you know, because Chris, man, again, despite our disagreement, Chris is another one of those individuals. How could you have beef with this guy? I mean, Chris is probably one of the most gentle spirits in this community, man.
Oh yeah, Chris is a cool dude. I like him.
Yeah, despite our disagreements, but you know, no hard feelings, you know, and you know, Chris is always, you know, allowed to come in and whenever. I just don't understand how people have these kinds of issues with some of the most soft-spoken individuals. I mean, here's another individual, John Mayer of Sharpening Iron podcast.
Yeah.
I've seen these guys just like, especially the dude in particular, and we got video of it, him just thrashing John. Poor John. John has shown nothing but civility in every one of their discussions. But because the apostle of Google is being disagreed, people are disagreeing with his doctrines and his belief.
Okay, hold on. Vecco, got to interrupt you here, okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
We can call him he can call himself the apostle of Google. We call him the apostle of Budweiser. All right.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, right. Oh man. I don't get it. See, I don't know. Well, anyway, I mean, if he's willing to have a discussion, you know, if any one of those guys, whether it's Praise, Olive, you know, whatever, you know, listen, not only do they have the ability to come into this room and we can hash out our differences, I'm going to see it to the best of my ability that it's as civil as possible.
Dude, you know as well as I do that will never happen.
Well, I believe it could happen with Praise. See, here's the thing with Praise, right? I've seen him have some vehement disagreements with people, and then they'll talk smack about him on his channel, and then he'll say, "Praise, I dare you to come into the room," and then Praise will come in, and Praise will usually start off very, you know, cordial and, you know, trying to have a conversation with them, but then I've seen people just kind of pushing his buttons. Just kind of pushing him and trying to make him angry, and then he'll blow up on him. And then I'll just say, you know what, I could kind of side with Praise on that because they were kind of pushing his buttons, trying to make him angry. But with people like Dude, you don't have to make that attempt at all. He just hates everything about you, hates everything about what you believe, because you don't bow down to the apostle of Google and Budweiser. All of a sudden, you are hell seed or something like that, demon seed, and you need to get saved. You need to get right with God, according to this dude. You know, so.
Well, again, been there, done that. I'm Catholic now, so I guess that don't matter too much then. Dude,
it doesn't matter if you're Catholic or even Protestant.
Well, no,
if you don't. Yeah, if you don't agree with Dude, you're going to hell, basically.
That's something I noticed too. Free Greece is never really that consistent. It's very cultish in that regard because, how I put it, they constantly say all you need to do is basically just have faith, be saved. And I did that. Once saved, always saved. So Why is my religious faith often something mocking or ridicule now if it don't matter?
Anyway, looks like Linda's here. Hey, Linda. We were just talking about you, saying positive things about you, by the way. But she did say Bond is lying about something.
See, there it is. There it is.
Okay, I don't know the details about that. I'll let you guys hash that out.
Yeah,
I'm blocked over there, so I can't hash it out there.
Okay.
It's weird how that happens.
I should make a little commercial.
I know what happened now. Okay, so basically, when Brucifer decided to leave the stream here, probably told Linda what was going on, or that we were talking about her for literally a New York second. And so then here we go. We have kind of trolling now.
What was I gonna say? Shoot, Linda said something that reminded me of something I wanted. Oh, okay, yeah. Maybe with this situation going on with Dude now, and Dude is at the center of all this, man, because praise would allow people on his channel to share their disagreements. And now, ever since the Dude has been given power, nobody can do that now. So now we have no choice but to open up other rooms where people have the ability to come in and talk about these issues. So I'm thinking about doing a little commercial where we can allow the deplatformed people to, like, hi, I'm Veckel. Have you been booted out of the Praise the I Am's channel? Are you looking for a place to vent and to rant? Well, here at the Veckel's channel, we have the room open to everyone, despite your disagreements with Veckel, the host. Come on in here and vent. I'm seriously considering doing a commercial of some sort.
It's always kind of, my ears always kind of perk up a little bit. I get a little feeling whenever people who claim they have the truth just block people. And then they keep talking about them, and they don't let the people defend themselves. It's like they want to, what's the old thing? Silence the truth. Shut down any kind of conversation.
Well, let me respond to Pseudo. Pseudo, the reason why I'm no longer going to praise his channel is simply because Dude's there. If Dude is not there, then I'll go to this channel. Period. But I'm not going to go there. The moment I go to Praise's channel, and if Dude appears, then I'm leaving.
You'll just get booted anyway.
Yep. And you can highlight my comment too. You can highlight my comment too, by the way.
Oh yeah. He says,
I think you'll either like that one.
Okay. Which one? Oh yeah, yours here. This one.
Yeah.
No man, woman, or child should voluntarily expose themselves to cancer.
Yeah. It's the funniest thing in the world, actually, because I had an email spat with Tom, and Tom told me that what I want to say, he was but the accusation is that I mocked Bill Cuthbert's daughter again, because I guess Bill Cuthbert's going back on those accusations as usual. So what ended up happening is I had the back and forth where I basically vindicated myself to Tom, where, yeah, I didn't do that. And then he said, well, I'm blocking you anyway, and said F off for good. So I just decided for giggles to go back yesterday to one of their old streams and use that StreamYard link. He apparently blocked me, doesn't want me on those streams, but as soon as I'm blocked, he goes back to unblock me literally just weeks later. And so
why did he do that? Just tired of holding a grudge or something, or
no, I really think it's just because it's what I want to say. Tom isn't Tom. What am I trying to describe here? Yeah, Tom is not nearly charismatic enough to actually retain an audience, and so requires basically drama in order to try to keep one, which I think is really why Dude is there, because no one is a better drama queen than the Budweiser Messiah. Okay?
Oh yes,
exactly.
You said it, bro. You said it.
Yeah, exactly. So what's going on is the Budweiser Messiah keeps banning people, keeps trying to create heat and beef, and Tom's on the outside thinking this is going to create traction in an audience. That's why I have been blocked. I kid you not, 4 different times on the Praise I Am channel, and 4 different times I get unblocked within a month. Okay.
And Fro, you're another one of these guys who I've never had any beef with. Yeah, you're a Catholic, I'm not, but we have our disagreements and stuff like that. But you know, every time you've come in here, you've been nothing but pleasant. And I just don't understand this. See, it's a cult-like mentality because somebody disagrees with you on a particular issue. You act like because this person disagrees with, I'm not talking about you, Fro, I'm just talking about dude.
Good.
You act like because this person disagrees with your position, whatever it may be, you therefore see that you do not have control over this person's beliefs. So you therefore start blasting them because they don't agree with you. You start saying all kinds of fraudulent things. You lie about things, you know, and then and I know I'm speaking the truth because this is exactly why dude feels that he can come to this channel just to let me know that he's blocked me or that I've been deplatformed by his own words. So what? I got my own channel.
Well, here's the thing, Beckel, right? If you have been deplatformed, give it a week. You will have a platform over there again.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's so wishy-washy over there sometimes. I tell you, you know. But you know what? To be honest with you, I don't really care anymore. I'm tired of, you know, my wife knows this about me. I don't walk on eggshells for nobody. Okay, I'm not going to go into their channel and then, you know, act like Robert Jenkins over there. Robert Jenkins is that young kid that go over there. He has the icon, the blue symbol with the CB.
He's in college. I can't. Flabbergasted.
I think he's I think he's a weakling. Personally, he talks a lot of sugar smack, but yet he has no ability or desire to try to back up any of the claims that he makes. And I think the only reason why he goes to Praise's room and he talks so nice, because I know he has disagreements with them, but because he's a coward and he's afraid of being booted out the room because he needs their approval. You know, he just kind of talks nice to them and just receives all type of, you know, fraudulent correction from them and stuff like that. So, you know, anyway.
Yeah, I know. I help, but it's well, specific. This individual you're talking about. What's his name again?
Robert Jenkins.
Yeah, never met him actually, but like there's another individual that I haven't seen him in a while, but I'm sure he's been here. Kevin's Biblical Discussions.
Oh yeah, he's around. You know, he's another one of these guys.
Yeah. So you know, and he's kind of the same way a little bit, where he's rather cowardly. The guy, how would I put it? He got to a point where it was calling me a retard. Well, here's the thing. That's how he says it. He doesn't just say call me a retard. He says you're spiritually retarded, and I'm just like, okay. But then I know where he gets it from too, because he pays visits to Praise every once in a while, and he used the term spiritually inbred. And so basically, what's going on is if you want to just mock anyone and just insult someone with that homonym, just use the term spiritually, and God just will rubber stamp that for you. He doesn't actually have the. He's too cowardly to actually just call me a retard. Too cowardly to actually call me inbred. He just needs to make sure that Jesus is okay with it before he does it. It's like and here's the thing, right? Like, what I want to say, it's like this man is in his mid-30s. Okay, at some point you have to use your spine and just say what you mean. Right? Like, I'm probably about 10 years younger than him, so what's his freaking excuse?
Well, I want to address a comment here that Jared, servant of Christ, made. He said, "Paul, dude, wants to apologize, but is banning people. Make it make sense." So he wants people to apologize, or he wants to apologize to somebody?
No, he's saying he wants apologies to him.
Oh, he wants apologies. Oh, I see. I misread it. So he wants yeah, I saw that. He definitely does want apologies. I'm not giving him no apology. He's not going to give anybody the opportunity to even try to apologize to him. And why should we apologize? What did we do wrong? The only thing we did wrong, well, I can't speak for everybody else, but the only thing I did wrong was speak against free grace. That's it. So, but this is a type of power. This is a power trip that he has. Now that he's got mod powers on Praise I Am's channel.
What did you
huh?
What did you even speak against with free grace? Like, what did you
all
even
I
say?
said was that there are passages in scripture that clearly demonstrate that now that we are regenerated, now that we are in Christ, there is still a biblical an ecclesiastical obligation to strive towards spiritual maturity. You can't deny it. It's all throughout the New Testament. But see, he thinks that when I say that and I point that out, he thinks that I'm trying to backload works into
it's weird
salvation.
that it's weird that they're so against actually, trying to strive, to not just live how you've always lived in the past.
Right.
And I think it's because I could be wrong, but I think it's because people like him probably have issues that they're okay with, and they just don't want to admit it to themselves. Whether that be the liquor or the smokes or whatever it may be,
I am starting to get that impression just by the fact that they fight tooth and nail against any, no matter how subtle it may even be to them. They are just so threatened by the idea of holiness.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. It's all throughout the New Testament.
Because you're not saying you're going to be perfect.
Right.
And not mess up, or, do whatever. But, there's this constant desire to, like, you want to try to strive to be more holy or do, present yourself differently than the world does, right?
Right. I mean, first of all, if we're taking the gospel seriously and we acknowledge what Christ did for us, and it was not deserved, it was rather granted to us by his mercy and his grace, then surely if you really comprehend what that means and what that entails, you are going to want to do right by God. Yeah. Just like somebody saves you from a burning fire. You're not just going to say, oh man, that was cool, thanks, and then go about your business. You're going to feel indebted to this person in some way, shape, or form, right?
And you're also not saying you're saved because of those actions.
Right. I'm not saying that now I know Fro might have a slightly different angle on it because it's his Catholicism, but I'm saying that the passages that show us that we ought to strive toward holiness is not something we do in order to maintain salvation, rather because we are saved. Mm-hmm. And I think to a degree they believe this. They agree with me on this. However, I think there's the other part of the reason why they oppose me is because of my Calvinism. So they don't like that, even though I agree with them, we have agreement on a lot of areas regarding soteriology, whether or not salvation could be, lost. We agree with eternal security. Yeah. All of a sudden, I'm still in the wrong side because I believe in predestination. I believe in unconditional.
Yeah, it does seem to come back to the Calvinist thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Even with Jill, they were talking about the president stuff, and then he.
Yep, I was just about to bring that up.
He went off about Calvinism. Yeah.
Yep. You saw that stream. You saw what they were talking about. You vote for Trump. And it's because of your Calvinism. Oh, here he come. Here come Calvinism. Yeah.
What does Trump have to do with Calvinism exactly? Make that make sense.
Thank you. I'm
pretty sure Trump is either like partial to the Catholic Church or at least an Episcopalian, if memory serves correctly.
Well, what he was trying to say was, you're defending Trump. Okay, so dude was saying Trump is a liar, And so he was saying that Jill was defending a liar because he is a liar because he is a Calvinist. And he lies about scripture.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a sort of a non sequitur fallacy.
Yeah, I mean, I see the connection he was trying to make, but it just didn't make sense.
Yeah, because if you're a liar about scripture, you're a liar over here with politics, that kind of thing. That's what he's trying to assert. Yeah. Let me read this comment real quick by Pseudo. He says, Vico, maybe I was a better Christian after listening to the gospel, but no, I'm the same I was then and now. Is this true, Vico?
Well, first type that in English and then we'll talk.
Pseudo does this all the time. He has these really weird, incorrectly written messages here, and it's up to us to try to decipher what he's trying to say. He actually talks like that too, so I guess it's no different. Anyway, here's Bruce. Bruce is back. He says, plenty of free graces believe they should do what is right and will be chastised if not. They don't believe they lose salvation if they fail, my understanding. I think SFT is one. He's a free gracer. Charles Jennings, he's a free gracer also. They don't have the same rhetoric that I hear coming out of the mouths of the apostle of Google.
The issue is that that's basically wrong, and here's why. Because what they basically say is that, well, if we live in sin and die that way, we won't lose our salvation, but we'll lose out on our rewards. And it's like that none of that makes sense, because there is no greater reward already than already making the kingdom of heaven. Okay, you don't get heaven and then more heaven. All right, it doesn't work like that. Once you already find yourself in heaven, that is the best you're going to get, period. Okay? And so the major point that they have is that you lose out on rewards. What rewards are you losing out of exactly? You get eternal life already for basically having lived in sin, okay, without pleasing God. And now you get heaven and they're in eternal life forever and ever. There is no greater reward than that already. And so I don't even understand their argumentation here. It's quite it's quite bad, frankly speaking, because there's no way to maintain it, and yet maintain a form of orthodox eschatology.
Well, what does this comment, Chris, say? I think Melania Trump is Trump's wife because she's a spy for the Catholic Church. To keep an eye on Trump to make sure he does what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, Chris is kind of invested in the anti-Catholic conspiracy theories.
I've never heard this. Have you heard this before, or has he just made this up?
Yes, I've heard of things like this before. Like apparently the Jesuits are behind every naughty and bad thing that happens in the world, like Abraham Lincoln's assassination. God bless John Wilkes Booth. But here's the thing. So again, Chris is a chill guy, right? I like him, but he kind of goes into a lot of stuff that just appears kooky to me.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why we are bumping heads on occasion, is because he, despite his cordiality with most of the time, he does say some trollish things every once in a while that kind of is, now wait a minute, Chris, that's not what I believe, that kind of thing. I often find myself in these type of situations. Yeah. They're sharing images here that I got to be careful with, so I don't want to. Let's see, they're just sharing some
give it half a year, these guys are gonna give it half a year, these guys will be showing actual and genuine porn.
Right, they'll get porn bomb and say, whoa, wait a minute, wait, you don't have to go anywhere. look at dudes what do you call it, the
little headliner,
the headliner there, deplatforming evil. The apostle of Google is tucking it to the streets. He's telling you to your face.
So who called him the apostle of Google? Was that one he gave himself?
No, I just gave it to him. I just made it up about an hour ago, because that's the way he's acting. He's acting like like he has some sort of authority we're supposed to be scared because earlier on in this stream that we're looking at now, he says, I charge Veckel. I'm charging you, Veckel. What is he charging me for? What is he charging me with that I'm supposed to be scared of? That nothing. He has nothing. He has no authority whatsoever. None.
Yeah.
Absolutely none.
I know, but yeah, when he says I'm charging you, Veckel, that verbiage kind of sounds like Kenneth Copeland trying to curse COVID-19.
The COVID-19. I blow. That's what it sounds like to me. Him and his meaty fingers pointing at, like in that one video where he's arguing with the reporter. I wonder if dude has meaty fingers. I don't know. Pseudonym's back. He says, dude has all authority because 2 Timothy. Come on, Veckel. What in 2 Timothy? I don't get it. Pseudo reminds me of sometimes. Pseudo reminds me of my wife sometimes. When she sends me a text, sometimes it's this incoherent message. Now, I mean, it's not incoherent in and of itself. It's just, I don't know what the context is. Because she's talking about something that happened like a few days ago, or maybe even a week ago. And she's talking to me as if it just happened. I'm just like, whoa, wait, what's going on? What's this about? A red shirt? Like, don't you know the red shirt? What red shirt? What are you talking about? The red shirt that I got you, what'd you do with it? Wait, when did you get me a red shirt? And I didn't have a red shirt. What red shirt? The red shirt I got you last week. Don't you remember I gave it? Oh, the red. Oh, my gosh. And then she changes topics too without any warning. My wife does that a lot also. No segue, no saying, hey, Veckel, I'm getting ready to change topics here. No, she just randomly just starts talking about something else with no warning.
Mm-hmm.
And Pseudonym reminds me of that. He does that sometimes. I got another friend that does the same thing. Same exact thing. Just randomly texts me something, no context. I'm just like, okay, what am I looking for? And then I don't hear back from him for about 30 minutes. Yeah. Strange. What is that, Chris? But people can go stick their head in the dirt and just pretend like nothing's going on, and reality is completely different. Wait, I missed part of what he said. So, but I just remember I actually do post booklets and material, and what I say does match up to reality because we see an open border in South. Okay, so he's talking.
Yep.
Border is 90% Catholic population. Huh?
Well,
okay, this is confusing me.
But Southern United States or a country south of the United States, that's going to be mostly Catholic. I mean, if this was happening in northern Germany, I'd imagine they're going to be all Protestant.
Ah, man. Well, it looks like they don't have anything more well, I'm sure they're still talking about me. I don't have the sound on. Actually, let's take a peek. Let's see what they're saying. See if we can catch them saying.
Being free, dude. This is the first time in human history. The first time in human history that concept has been applied to a people en masse. Right? So, we're 200 years old. And we're putting all this pressure on these people that have absolutely look. It doesn't matter if you have an 80-year-old or a 20-year-old on that stand. They have no fucking clue what a fucking nation of 300,000 to 300 million to 300 billion fucking people are thinking, doing, saying. There's no
$10 says this person is a professing Christian. A free gracer. Here we go.
Oh, Dustin? Yeah, he is.
Oh, that's what that is. That's Dustin.
Yeah, Dustin Buck.
Oh, so he's not a Christian. Okay, gotcha.
No, Dustin Buck is a Christian.
So look, as a rule of thumb, just never trust anyone named Dustin.
Or
little
Dustin
fun fact.
You don't
Dustin
trust anybody
Buck
with a pornographic name. Yeah, he's got a porno name, porn star's name.
He has openly invited me to fight him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So was it what exact? How exactly did he word it? Like, was it anything?
He said he wanted to come to where I am and smash my face.
Okay. Yeah, I'm glad you raised that up because this is I want to correct our dear prophet, our prophet,
Budweiser
Google.
Messiah.
Yeah, the Budweiser Messiah, the dude. He told everybody on a live stream a couple days ago that I said that I wanted to punch him in his face. Let me clarify that a little bit. It's a little bit more nuanced than that. I simply admitted that I could not talk to a person like dude in person because I know my flesh. I know my challenges. If he came to me in my face with the same attitude that he did with Ryan and other people, and John, dear brother John, who's like one of the nicest people here, I can't promise you that I will be able to hold my composure. I'm not saying that I'm seeking to do it. I'm just simply saying that in my flesh, I'm making a distinction there. I'm being specific. In my flesh, I might have a knee-jerk reaction or an elbow jerk reaction and bust him right in his mouth.
Yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying there, right?
Right.
But
but he wants to try to twist it and say Veckel wants to come here and punch me in the mouth.
Well,
any opportunity.
The interesting thing is that Paul, on record, has threatened violence against people at least multiple different times. In fact, there was a time where Tom got in on it, and he basically said, "You better hope we never find your address." Like, I wonder what that means, Tom. I wonder what, please.
Well, after I often say to a lot of people who threaten me with the knowledge of my address, I often follow it up by saying, well, you do know, I just want you to know, since you know where I live, you should also know that I am a strong advocate of the 2A, of the Second Amendment. So if you ever choose to see me in person, you better catch me off guard. I'm telling you, because it's not going to be pretty. That's all I gotta say. If you plan to get in my face and threaten me, you better catch me off guard. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I've been threatened by so many people online.
Yeah,
I'm just like, if you're gonna show up, and then whatever happens after that happens.
Yeah.
But it's
and especially when it comes to the endangerment, the jeopardization of my family's health and welfare.
Yeah.
Oh boy, it's a wrap. You come here and start threatening my wife and my daughter. Oh, you're going to see an animal. You're going to see an absolute animal. Just letting you know. And I'm not saying that dude is capable of doing that or has ever said that he would do that. But I'm just talking about other. Yeah.
What I'm saying is that the dude, right, is demonstrably guilty multiple times of exactly what he's accusing you of.
Right. And again, I got to reiterate, I've never said that I will find dude just so I can punch him in his mouth. I'm just simply saying that the way he treats people, my flesh wants to do that. Okay, the flesh is the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak.
I get what you're saying.
Right. That's all I gotta say.
The computer screen and the phone screen have given people courage that they wouldn't typically have. So I get what you're saying.
That's where the term keyboard heroes come from. People talk all the sugar smack. You guys seen that video, that meme of the two dogs on either side of the gate? They're barking at each other, ready to bite each other.
Open the gate.
They open the gate, and then it's just like, okay.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
Just don't want the heat.
Right. So sometimes, and I'll put myself up there too. I'll say, hey, I wonder if I'll be one of those dogs, acting like that. Yeah, you want a piece of me, dude? Come on, man. And then, right there in my face. Hey, how you doing? What's going on?
Fun fact: Bruce has actually said he wanted to punch me.
Oh, so he didn't say that you make him want to punch you. He says that he actually wants to punch you.
Yeah. He said he would. He'd want to punch me. I was like, okay.
I can see Bruce doing that. I can see Bruce saying that.
I could see him attempting to do it, but he definitely said it. But
No, like honestly, if Bruce is still up, just like go to bed, old man, already. My God.
Oh, yeah, he's still watching. He said
So
good night a long time ago, but that was like 5 comments ago.
I know, right? Let's see. I'm back on Praise I Am's channel, and I'm looking at some of the comments here. So Pseudonym is on there. So he hasn't been deplatformed. Oh, praise the Lord. You know, Bubblegum is on there trying to stir up trouble, looks like. Pseudonym, those people who reject free grace will have to admit Jesus is not God. What an idiot. Come on. You know free grace is don't abide. Ah, gosh. This is so great.
He's not even a Christian.
Exactly. He's trolling. He's trying to start trouble. He's trying to start a fight here.
Yeah.
Bubblegum, you're so phony. Oh, did somebody leave? I heard a pop. Or maybe they popped in and then they left.
Oh.
He's so phony. He just, this is for you, Bubblegum. I want to start a fight. That's you, Bubblegum. Trying to start a fight. Oh my gosh. Anyway,
to be honest, it's not like that show isn't much good for much else anyway.
Yeah. I will admit that 90% of the time that I even watch these streams is for entertainment purposes and white noise, for the same reason that I admit for my channel too. So I understand, but I will admit though, there have been moments where Praise have said something and showed us something on screen, and I've been edified by it. There was a time he mentioned he had some sort of teaching about the name Yahweh, which I thought was pretty profound. And so he spent a good maybe 4 to 5 minutes talking about it. And I was like, oh, wow, that's awesome. I even wrote down some notes. So I thought that was pretty good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, it's, I don't know what's the word. You can get some good stuff out of anything, I guess you could say. So too much of anything is bad for you, I guess. I would say, even if we were to see God in his fullest form right now, that would be bad for us. We would die. Too much fruit is bad for you. Too much water is bad for you. Too much anything is bad for you.
Yeah.
So. But let's see. I'm probably gonna wrap it up here.
Okay, yeah.
Let me tell you what, I'm actually gonna get out of here myself. I gotta go to bed now.
Yeah,
I gotta. Yeah, it's already 2:30, almost 3 here. So
yeah. Well, I'm glad that you guys were bored out of your mind and came in and just wanted to hang out for a little bit. So that's the nature of my stream. So yeah,
not a problem. You have a good night. You have a good night, Beckel.
Yeah,
you too, man. It's good to see you guys. Yeah,
all right,
I appreciate it.
Take
have
care.
a good night.
All right, you too. All right. Well, I guess I'm going to end it right there. So just wanted to have a little fun. Since we have the apostle of Google, or as Fro put it, the apostle of Budweiser. I'm assuming that's in reference to some sort of drinking habit that the dude has. I've been charged now. So I've been deplatformed. Just want to let everybody know how heartbreaking it is for me. And I'm being serious, guys. I really want to go back to that channel, but for some reason I'm just not allowed to go on there anymore to express my non-free grace views. So I want you guys to do me a favor and keep me in prayer, because this is serious. Let me calm down. Get my composure. Maybe one day I will be allowed to go back on that channel and express my views. I'm a man, and I'm going to keep my composure. So there are other channels on here that will allow me to frequent their channels and express my views, but it seems like those days are over for me anyway. With the Praise the I Am channel, I am no longer allowed on their channel anymore to express my views as I once freely did. And also, it might even be worse because the apostle of Google, the apostle of Budweiser, I don't know, the apostle of Google just sounds better, has declared me a sinner, has declared me not right with God because of my stance against free grace. I don't really know what that means, to be honest with you, because again, as I've said, he has no ecclesiastical authority over anyone in his community. So there's no reason for anybody to take his declaration of me being deplatformed or me, being a sinner, or even me being not saved seriously. Okay. And I expect the same of you people as well. People, those of you who have issue with people like Dude and Jack Smack and all the others, don't take any of these dudes seriously. Don't take them seriously. Hey, Kevin, it's good to see you. Happy Independence Day. He says, why don't you go over there and talk to Dude? No, did you see what happened the last time I went over there? Didn't even get a chance to say anything. And he did it 2 times, by the way. He did it once on Praise Channel, and then immediately after that, he went over to Dave's channel and booted me out of that room. So I'm done. And since Praise allowed this to occur, I unsubscribed his channel as well. Doesn't mean that I won't from time to time, take a peek at see what's going on and, leave some comments there. But I'm at the point where I really don't care anymore. He wants several people to apologize to him. Why does he need an apology? Who the heck does he think he is? Like he's not responsible for anything. He hasn't done anything wrong. He hasn't upset people unnecessarily. So where's the humility that we should be coming from him? So I'll talk to Praise. I don't have an issue with Praise. We're always going to have our disagreements. Nothing's going to change. I'm going to stand firm against their next to antinomian views of free grace. I'm always going to stand up against it because I believe it's unbiblical. However, at least with Praise, despite our disagreements, we can have a discussion cordially and in civility. With guys like Dude, to be honest with you, I don't think that's ever going to happen. And to be honest with you, I really don't give a damn if it does. I'm being being honest. Really don't care. So, but I sure do enjoy ridiculing the guy. And the only reason why I'm ridiculing the guy is because of this spirit of arrogance that's coming from him, thinking that he has some sort of ecclesiastical authority over people in this not congregation, but in this platform. As you saw, he had a list of 22 people that he's got an axe to grind. 22 people he's going to serve notice to rebuke because he's been given some sort of ecclesiastical authority. Yeah, okay, whatever. So, but if he ever chooses to display, not that he will ever do this, because I think he's an absolute coward, as you can clearly see in my headline here, Dude equals coward, because I do sincerely believe that he actually is. I haven't seen him ever take the time to get into a structured environment where he wants to have a discussion with anybody. Charles Jennings challenged him, he wouldn't do it. Jill challenged him, he wouldn't do it. I challenged him, he wouldn't do it. So I don't know, what else is there to do? So anyway, so the more he talks about me, and if I find out that he's doing it, the more I'm going to respond. Of course, I'm going to respond with scripture so that the videos that I do respond to him with won't be totally in vain. It will definitely have some sort of scriptural or biblical substance to it. Okay, so it won't be totally in vain. But as I admitted earlier, a part of what I'm doing right now, this stream, Yeah, I'll admit, okay, fine, sue me. There's a little bit of the flesh that's engaged in this, what I'm doing right now. Yes, I admit it. I know. It's not a good thing. Not necessarily. It's necessarily Christian. But hey, as the free gracers would say, all things are lawful, but not all things are expedient. Right? So if they can waste time making live streams about people that disagree with their position, so can I. So can the rest of us. Sorry, dude. You are not an apostle. You have no spiritual or ecclesiastical authority over anyone in this community. So so you can open up your big ass mouth and say whatever the heck you want to say against all of us Christians who disagree with your position, even those of us who are the most civil to you. But guess what? You're not going to hinder us from speaking up against you. We're going to continue to speak up against you. Well, mostly because you deserve it. You just won't repent of this sour attitude of yours. You won't, and stop railing. You notice how I'm not saying too much against Praise and Olive? Because they show grace. They show a little bit more grace than this guy here who's hijacked their channel. So anyway, I'm just letting you know that, dude, this week, at least this week, you'd probably be better off staying silent and railing against me next week. But this week is not going to be a good week for you to mess with me, because I'm off the entire week. Okay, bills are paid. Okay, I'm off this week, spending time with the little one, and yeah, working on a cartoon. I got some time to kill, so I'm just letting you know now, man. You keep coming at me and I'll find out about it. Guess what? I'm just going to have to practice that passage in 1 Corinthians. All things are lawful, but not all things are expedient. And I will respond with another video, another live stream. And I'll open it up to the public, waiting for your coward behind to come into the room and see if you actually did manage to grow the testicular fortitude to have a discussion about our differences. If not, oh well, it's on you. I'll just invite other people who you've railed against and reviled and, declared, to be unsaved or rebuked arbitrarily, as if you're the apostle of Google or something like that. Nobody takes seriously. So anyway, okay, so I'll end with that. I've said enough about dude. What does he say? So what do you think that verse in Corinthians means? Which verse? Talking about the verse in that verse. All things are lawful, but not all things are expedient. Yeah. Well, it certainly doesn't mean that we have been granted permission to commit sin. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think it says it in two places here. Hold on one second. I know one of them is in 1 Corinthians 10. Yeah, yep. 1 Corinthians 10. Let me share that on the screen real quick since you brought it to my attention. All right, let's see. I'm telling you, man, this is the wrong week to mess with me. Just letting you know. This is the wrong week. It's the wrong week. You'd be better off waiting until I'm going back to work, where I have very little time to respond because I got other things plus work to do. So it's the wrong week. Anyway, 1 Corinthians 10:23. All things are lawful for me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but all things edify not. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. It's basically saying that there are some things in this world that are not sinful in and of themselves, but they're not edifying either. They're just kind of as a form of amusement, sort of, some people could say useless or futile, such as, I don't know, just pick something that we are allowed to do as Christians, even though they're not necessarily edifying. Let's say smoking, I guess. Okay, a cigarette. I'll pick one. I'll pick that. Smoking. Now, you should treat your body because it is the temple of the Holy Spirit. However, I do not see anything regarding smoking as being something that should be prohibited amongst Christians. I know a couple of Christians that do smoke cigarettes. I'm not saying that you're going to go to hell because they smoke. You smell like you came from hell, but you're not going to go to hell because you smoke. So is it lawful? Sure, I guess you could say that it is. Is it expedient? No, it's not. Because it's not, it serves no biblical, there's no biblical grounds to continue smoking. You're not going to be better with the gospel by lighting up a cigarette. You're not going to be better at evangelism by smoking. Okay. You don't need a cigarette to learn how to read scripture. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out something else. Oh, maybe watching certain movies. Okay. Maybe a PG-13 film. Yeah. Good point. He says, watch TV shows, right? There's certain TV shows that a lot of Christians watch. Yeah, you probably, let me put it this way. I want to say that you probably shouldn't be watching, but you probably wouldn't admit that you're watching in the presence of other brothers and sisters in Christ. You're not going to lose your salvation because you watch that show, but you're watching that show out of amusement. You're not thinking when you're watching this show. You're not looking to this particular PG-13 or even rated R show as a form of edification. Depending on the context of the movie, I guess, it all depends on what you're watching. But if you're going to watch, let's say, a horror flick, is it lawful? Well, I believe that it is. It's lawful, but it's not edifying. You're not going to go out there and say, oh, you know what? I'm going to deliberately watch this rated R film so that I can get better at preaching the gospels. It's just not that, you're not going to get that. So, there's a number of different examples we could come up with that I believe represent this category. I often say that Paul said previously in the other verse, I think it's in 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 12. He basically tells believers that though we are free in Christ, and free gracers love that word free. Though we are free in Christ, we have liberty in Christ, as it states in Galatians. There are things that we can and have, we can have, and we can participate in that may be unlawful. But at the same time, they are not necessarily helpful in our walk with Christ. Okay. And also, he seems to reiterate that what he mentions in Romans chapter 14, and I want to say 1 Corinthians 8, I think verse 7, that though we do have this freedom in Christ, we should not abuse it to the point where we cause someone else to stumble. So we should consider the welfare of others around us, particularly our brothers and sisters in Christ. So for the sake of the fellow brethren, so that they are edified, we should not do these things, certain things in front of them that are against their own personal convictions. Now, we may not be convicted of these things that we enjoy. Okay. But if our brother and sister expresses that this thing that we're doing is a stumbling block for them, then we have the obligation, according to the scriptures, to not do that thing in front of them or in their presence, because we would be in sin if we are responsible for causing our brother and sister to stumble. Okay. Again, I got to express this to the free gracers who are listening. I know they are, or they will be later on. We are not saying that you do these things in order to stay saved. Okay. But rather, this is another one of those examples where he's talking to the church. He's talking to the elect. He's talking to the ecclesia. This is one of those things that we ought to do because of our allegiance to Christ. You don't want to cause a brother and sister to stumble. even though these things that we are allowed to do, we are free in Christ to do some of these things, but they're not expedient. They do not edify. Okay, just because they don't edify, that doesn't mean that we're going to go to hell or that we are in sin. We're just saying that these things do not edify. That's it. That's all we're saying. And Kevin says, but why does the verse word it as all things are lawful? Because certainly adultery would not be lawful for us. Right. Paul's not going to contradict himself. Okay. And furthermore, I will start with the beginning of the chapter to see the context of the word all there. And secondly, if we're looking in the Greek, as I point out all the time with our discussions about, Calvinism versus synergism, we say that the word all there in the Greek is pas, which means all kinds of things, not everything, but all kinds of things. So obviously, Paul is not including homosexual acts, adultery, fornication, that kind of thing, because elsewhere in the scriptures, Paul speaks against these things. Okay, he says that we should flee from the appearance of evil. Almost every place in the New Testament, at least 9 of the 10 commandments are reiterated. Okay, except for the Sabbath. There's nowhere in the New Testament where the Sabbath is stressed upon believers. We see examples of people observing a Sabbath, but it's the only one of the 10 commandments that's not stressed anywhere in the New Testament. But we see the first, the second, the third, the fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th commandments reiterated all throughout the New Testament, but not the fourth. Okay. So therefore, going back to this passage in 1 Corinthians 6 and 1 Corinthians 10, all things are lawful, but not all things are expedient. We know that that does not include, violating the 10 commandments. Okay. You don't disobey your parents and say that that's edifying or it's lawful. It's not lawful. It's a sin. Okay. And because of that, we are going to face some sort of chastisement, according to Hebrews chapter 12. Okay, so again, that's my explanation for this position here. Why does the verse use the word all there? The word all does not mean everything, including things that are, specifically pointed out as something condemned by God. Because you have two types of categories. You got things that are specifically condemned by God. And then on the other hand, you got things that are permissible, but not edifying. So those are two categories. Again, one thing says, do not do this at all. And the other side says, this is permissible, but it doesn't bring any type of benefit. Fornication is not on that latter side. Okay, fornication is on the former. Do not do it. Otherwise, you're going to get in trouble for it. And again, I can hear it now. Free Grace is like, the front, your backloading works. Backloading works. Backloading works. That's what we're going to hear. That's what we're going to hear. But anyway, I think I'm going to stop there. I'm starting to get tired. Just one last time to give a warning to people like Dude, and maybe even praise and whoever, anybody who takes the dude's side. Just letting you know ahead of time. You could take this however you want. I'm off the rest of the week. Every day. Just letting you know. Just letting you know. Okay. Anyway, so with that said, oh, Jill, now you come in. Why can't we be friends? Yeah, I want to be friends. You think I like having this type of animosity hanging around over my head all the time? No, I don't. I don't want that. But you know what? The ball is in Dude's court. if dude wants to have a conversation with me, if he has the testicular fortitude to have a conversation with me, the room is open. I pin the link to my live streams all the time, and there is no censorship here. So he's welcome to come in anytime he wants. So, Jill, you're mad late, bro. But anyway, that's okay. I'm actually getting ready to wrap things up. But Jill, thank you for coming in to the last stream. So I appreciate it. You know, you're always a pleasure listening to you. Love listening to you talk about stuff. And Brother Kevin, you know I love you, man, despite our disagreements. Oh yeah, happy White History Month. That's right. Yeah, pseudo. Yeah, so you want a piece of Jill? Vecco supports it. In what way do I support you? I don't know. But I'm gonna wrap up right now. So, you know, I don't know what else to tell you. Isa, why do you enjoy listening to Joe? All he is a troll. No, because he does have some insightful things to say, you know. So everybody does every once in a while, you know. But yeah, there's a little bit of bias too, I would say, you know, because because Joe's a black man. No, I'm just kidding. You know, but you know, we both share the same political views and also soteriological views as well. So obviously there is a little bit of bias there. So I'll say that. So anyway, let me just wrap up, get on out of here. It's getting late, and who knows? All I'm gonna say is this. I'll stress it again. To the Praise the I Am crew, nobody here is afraid of you, or any of you guys. So I'm just letting you know now. I have the entire week off. Just letting you know, and take that as you will. Okay. So with that, I bid you farewell. Take care. Thank you guys for tuning in, and God bless. I'll see ya.